we try to solve the world's problems one drink at a time. Each episode in this podcast, we talk about the topics of yesterday, today, and tomorrow while reviewing and enjoying beer, spirits, and wine from around the world and crafted locally. So grab your drink, raise your glass, and join us. We are your hosts, Brian and Britt. Cheers.
Check us out.
Everybody laughs.
Yeah.
I didn't expect
Well,
Yeah,
if you
me
didn't
too.
know, you didn't know. Check us
Now
out.
you know.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a wonderful new episode 101 of Drink Talk.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're going to be, we kind of dubbed this one Adult Ketchup and Corona.
All right.
Yes.
So-
All right.
So why don't you talk about what that means there, Britt?
Well, Adult Ketchup and Corona, we are going to be doing a wonderful, if you don't see right here in front of us, a wonderful display of hot sauces right here in front of us. And it's going to be spicy. We're talking 457,000 Scovilles.
357,000.
Oh, 357. Wow, whoa,
That's
whoa.
right.
Don't let me get ahead of
Whoa,
myself.
whoa,
I'm
whoa.
sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, slow down. But we're going to start off super easy, super light, and we're going to kind of work our way up to the top. And we're also going to be talking about Corona and how hot it's getting out there.
More
I say
specifically, COVID-19.
COVID. Well, we'll see. Isn't that?
I'm kind of disappointed that there's not a hotter sauce.
Then the 357,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you want like the million? You trying to
I mean,
get-
yeah,
Maybe
we-
not
we-
that bad,
but like something that's
500,000.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We both have burnt our
Spicy
taste buds
connoisseurs.
with
Oh,
the-
so
yeah.
you guys are veterans of this. All right. Well,
But this
I'm
is
looking forward to it.
It's gonna
though.
be so good.
nice.
I've heard a lot of good things about a lot of these sauces. So
Yeah, and so to give everybody a frame of reference, we kind of did this before the podcast. We talked about what a frame of reference the Scoville unit is, and so
Scoville.
Scoville unit is jalapenos tend to be about 2,500 to 8,000 depending on the batch.
Yeah.
So that gives you a frame of references to the Scoville unit on the heat level of that.
yeah, yeah.
All right, my music's going in the background, Britt.
Your music? Oh,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. So we also, what are we starting for the beers?
Yeah, I mean, I think we should start with the lightest IPA, which was the first one I sent you on the list of stuff, which I believe, I can't remember which one it was. I think I put them in the refrigerator the right way. Bing, 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 bing. So first, second, third. Yep.
All right. You want to put your glasses up on the thing?
Yeah.
IPA.
This is the Almanac Side Hustle. Is that what you're wanting first?
Yeah, the side hustle. There you go. Yep. There you go. George's first, which you can just hand George his. You can grab the cup, Brian. I'd hate for you to.
He didn't want to touch it because of
Didn't want to.
coronavirus.
Oh, don't corona. Oh, wait. I was gonna start the evening out. Let's start the evening out like this. Hang on. We'll start the evening out with this here. We got a little hand sanitizer there.
We're going to do the wide zoom.
Yeah, I just did. I just pressed that button.
There we go.
There we go. Start our evening off very clean.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. That's fresh. That's nice. It was funny.
Oh, with
'cause-
aloe. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys came in and so George, we're about 20 seconds behind.
Okay.
So yeah, even though you see that, you'll see it go bloop.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
All right.
So I disinfected everything before you guys came over. I did the
Appreciate it.
microphones, I did the headphones, I cleaned the table off. I was about to do the seats, but I'm like, I'm sure the seats are fine. Sorry, guys.
It's all
I'm
good.
kind of nervous now
Yeah.
about my seat.
This one's.
the crazy pourers.
Yeah, man.
We have a whole nother one.
Yeah, we got a whole other one.
So what is this?
This is the Almanac.
Where's it from?
Brian, now that your hands
Casual pint.
are disinfected, you should be all right to grab the cups. That
Yeah.
now that you've disinfected
Let's just play-
99.999% of the
Let's
germs.
just play it safe, though. You know?
All right. Oh yeah, you don't have to
want
show
it?
that one to the
That?
camera.
I'll take this.
We'll talk about that here in just a second.
Side hustle.
The side hustle.
6.1.
Oh, Brian, come on.
Well, it's the can.
I know. Hey, hoo, 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 hoo.
That's Britt's.
Yeah, no, this one's Carly's.
I did just
The one he just put his mouth on.
Yep. No, I for sure did.
That one's yours. This one's Carly's.
Yep.
I just took over Brits.
Yep, that one's George.
Oh, see, you guys are
It's all right. We're not infected.
all
Till
right.
now.
Yeah.
6.1 ABV.
Actually, I was pretty nervous before out there because I had just gone out to LA,
Right?
you know, and just
Right.
came
Yeah.
back. And so
Like,
I waited
every little movement.
every
You're like,
little thing, like,
my chest.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
You ran up the staircase real fast. You're like, oh,
Oh,
no.
wait, no, I'm just out of shape. No, but I waited like a couple of weeks to just like make sure
You're
it
all right.
wasn't anything, you know, coming with me from LA.
Sure.
So,
So this is, Brian, what did you say? This is the
6.1 Almanac Side Hustle.
side hustle.
Side hustle.
So I got this beer because of the reference of some people are losing their jobs and
Gotta
you
get
got to
that
do
side
this.
hustle.
Side the hustle.
Yeah, do
That's
that.
I like a
right.
good side
Yeah, I know
hustle.
what's up.
Yeah.
We'll do the air clinkies.
Clink.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that
Like
is
a-
good.
Smooth.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that's nice.
Good.
Kind of got a little malty notes to it, but yeah, it's definitely a hazy.
Smooth.
Very.
It's there's some tropicalness to it.
Yeah.
A little bit, little tropical notes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
What
Yeah.
did I send you for information on that? It's just a
six-
hazy
Yeah, 6.1 ABV
out of California.
from Alameda, California.
Alameda,
Oh, me too.
Alameda, California.
All right.
California, which is I think just right out of San Diego. I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes, which
A
means a
Wales.
Wales. Agree to disagree.
Wales, but
I think it means Saint Diego.
San Diego.
Saint Diego.
Yes. There's your pop culture reference for the evening.
So it was nice. My wife has never been actually on the show, but technically she's on the
What?
show today.
Carly.
Carly's
Hey,
never.
Carly.
She's off in the distance over here.
She's taking care of us.
She's taking care of us. She's going to be cooking our
Getting
wings.
chicken
what,
wings.
What did you say over there? 5 more
Five
minutes.
more
We've got
minutes.
5 more minutes, and then she's going to roll it around in that wonderful first sauce we got.
Should we do the definition? Get through the definitions because that'll only take us like 5 minutes
Definitions
of what we're going to be talking about today.
of all the. No, I think
Define,
we'll just talk about them as we go.
Oh, no,
No,
he's
the
talking about
definitions of what the talk is about.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we can
we'll
do
just
that.
get that. That's about 5 minutes right there.
Yeah.
So the overlying theme of this talk is COVID-19, and if you have been living under a rock, you know exactly what we're talking about. It's all over the news. So what I kind of wanted to do,
Well, okay, so let's just start right there with COVID-19.
I'll talk about what it is.
Well, here's what it is. The name. I'm very curious about the name of COVID-19.
And I got the answer right here for you. Buddy.
Perfect.
Gotcha. I got you covered.
all right, because I've heard it called many different things.
Yep. So it is a coronavirus, and they call it a novel coronavirus. And all that means is that it's a new coronavirus. This is a new strain of something they hadn't discovered. Coronavirus has been around for a long time.
Yeah.
The last ones that we had, the big ones were
SARS.
and MERS. And SARS was SARS was 2003. MERS was 2015, and that stands for the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome. And then SARS is severe acute respiratory syndrome, I think is what that stands for. Something like that. Anyway, the coronavirus, the reason it's called COVID-19, it's just really an acronym. The CO means corona. The VI means virus. The D means disease. So coronavirus disease, COVID.
So virus and a
Yep.
disease.
And it started in 2019, which is where we get the 19. And that's how you get the acronym. What is a coronavirus? Well, from the CDC's website, a coronavirus is a respiratory illness that can spread from person to person. The virus that caused 2019 is a novel coronavirus. Again, that just means it's a new type of coronavirus that was first identified during the investigation into an outbreak in Wuhan, China.
Wuhan, China.
Yes. So that is basically what we're going to be talking about.
Well,
The whole
and
thing.
so so the name coronavirus or CVD-19
COVID, COVID.
COVID-19. So COVID-19 refers to it is the 19th.
No, 2019.
2019. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So what do we actually call this virus? Because there was SARS, like you said.
Yeah.
So right now, in my mind, what's the actual name of this thing?
COVID-19.
No, because SARS was COVID 18 or COVID
Right.
16.
So
That was COVID.
That could be COVID 15. I think.
They actually, they
COVID
actually,
3.
so they actually gave it a
03.
name.
Right.
Whereas Trump is trying to give it a name, which is the China virus, which is horrible.
he's calling it
that
the
is
Chinese.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Chinese virus. But like, we actually need to come up with a name for this thing.
Well, we could just call it the worldwide respiratory, the WWR, the worse WWRS, worldwide respiratory virus. Or
There you go.
Respiratory
There you
syndrome.
go. But
Yeah.
you know, there's actually not a name for this virus yet.
Well,
Everybody
somebody-
just thinks it's the coronavirus. Well, no,
we're-
it's not. It's not.
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
we're
it's
only
like the
like
classification of
3
that.
or 4 months in. I mean, this is like stuff is not changing daily; it's changing hourly on everything. So, yeah, I don't want to get into too much of the bad,
Right.
But because I want to start the
Well-
the reason the kind of the flow that I wanted to do, it's so much in the news that I'm thinking people are getting tired of it. So what I wanted to do was start with some of the good things that are happening in the beginning. But before we do that, how much time we got, Carly? 1 minute. All right,
1
we
minute.
got 1 minute to these wings.
I
so.
appreciate that definition because I don't keep up with the media at all, and it's amazing that I heard about this because it's all over the place. But I had no idea that SARS and those other things, they were a strand of coronavirus.
Right. This is just like I said, it's a novel virus or a new type of coronavirus. Again, SARS was 2003 and MERS was 2015. So it's been around for a little while. And there's even other ones out there. There's a whole slew of them. If you want to do research on them, there's a whole slew of
Well, yeah,
corona-type viruses.
most colds that you get are a coronavirus
Anything
caused by that.
respiratory and all that. Yeah,
right, exactly. Common cold that you get, you're like, oh, you get a cold, you're sick, stay away. It's probably from a coronavirus.
Yeah. Did you? And speaking of that, so like the flu that we have, the version that we have of the flu. Did you know that it's a direct descendant of the Spanish flu? Like we're still fighting that.
Yeah.
That's such
I mean,
a
I
crazy
know
thing to
this,
think about.
that makes sense why this flu season is so killer right now. Like it is really
Hey,
heavy.
Brian, can I give you a 2 second? Can you guys talk for just a few seconds about Corona and stuff? Brian, your microphone's making a scratchy noise.
I hear the scratchy noise.
So all of this takes me back to the days my dad made me watch Outbreak.
Oh man, yeah, right.
And I noticed that it's like top 5 on Netflix right
Oh,
now.
I bet. Yeah, Outbreak or Contagion. Have you guys seen that one?
I haven't seen it.
Contagion. So in that movie, it actually it kind of runs backwards. They show how it plays out, but then at the very end, it shows you how the disease came to be and like wipe out the whole world or whatever.
That movie
And
is crazy.
It's crazy. It goes back
What's
to
it
like
called?
Contagion.
Contagion.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it goes
check.
back to
Ooh, much better.
I think like a bat falling into like a pig. Like
Oh, yeah, well, you could just put it on the spinner, and then we could just grab it from the spinner. One for everybody.
First round.
All right,
So
so
this
this
is
First one?
Yeah, can you, Matt, if you could do the honors?
Yeah,
and kinda-
Put that
Sure.
right up front. Well, you just put it right up front.
Yeah.
Put it in the middle. There you go. Boom, like that. And I can zoom right in on that. Whoop.
I like the way we're
forward a
doing
little
that. You know, we're trying to be as safe as possible with the social distancing. This table's huge, so
Yeah,
you're,
right.
you're like 6 feet away from me.
I
right.
can't
Oh,
touch
for
you.
sure. I can touch you if I
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah.
I just,
Ooh, careful.
But I like how we're doing this. We're putting a toothpick in it, and each one is individually wrapped in a muffin.
Yeah.
Doing this. Yeah.
Carly's
Well,
taking care of us.
Well done, Carly. Well
nice
done.
job.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, thank
Yes. Be sure to tip your waitress.
So we want to talk about this first one, Brian. You've got the facts on it.
The first one is Mike's Hot Honey. It is the Scoville units on this one. Again, for reference, for those of you just joining us, 2,500 to 8,000 is roughly the area for jalapenos for the spice level. This is 450, so quite less.
450. All
Yeah.
right.
Your microphone's still got a
Yeah,
little.
still got a little thing on it.
Maybe we need to get a new microphone
We'll see. Yep.
eventually. All right, this shouldn't be too bad. Nice
You
job
gotta
on
give
keeping
it
it.
the smell test.
Yeah. You gotta sniff
And
that.
for those of you watching on the live feed, I appreciate you guys being here with us
Ooh, I
and
just
being
dropped some honey
socially
on my fingers.
responsible and doing this
Some of that
online.
real sticky.
Think we're all going to be getting real used to online stuff
All right.
here
Yeah,
later.
There's
Enjoy,
less
boys.
than 10 people here.
All right. Yeah,
Really, just tastes like a little bit of spicy honey.
it's just spicy honey.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's why the Scoville level is only like 450.
450.
It's just a little.
It lets you know it's there just a little bit. To me, it's like
Yeah.
like fresh ground pepper has a little bit of a kick to it.
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
that's kind of maybe a little bit more than that, but not much.
Nice job, Chef Carr.
Yeah, that came
Chef,
out
Chef
good.
Carr.
Good
Or
texture.
we want to go by Carly or Carr. Chef Carr.
Do you go by both? Car?
Yeah, I like that.
Car.
Chef
yeah.
Carr.
Chef Car.
There we go. Yeah. If you have questions on the live feed about what we're talking about or anything that we're going through, drinking or eating, please just go ahead and put those in the comments.
You know, I'm reading the back of this bottle here, and it says you can enjoy it
Yeah,
on
grab it.
pizza,
Grab it.
fried chicken,
On
cheese,
pizza.
tea. Could you imagine putting that in your tea?
That would
Ooh,
be
your
some
little spicy tea?
Yeah,
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be actually.
Ice cream, fruits, roasted veggies, seafood, yogurt, ribs, oatmeal.
That would be good
different
on some
cocktails,
ribs.
so.
I would love that on some ribs.
Yeah,
yeah.
I could see how that could be pretty versatile.
Yeah. Yeah. And just like I said, the heat in it, it lets you know it's there, but it doesn't overpower any flavor at all. It's just like
The heat is lingering for sure.
It is.
It's still
Yeah.
there. So
Just
but-
in the
It's,
back.
I think
yeah.
it's the honey.
Yeah, right.
So-
The honey holds the heat.
When I was trying
Honey
to,
holds the heat. Say that 3 times.
honey hold the heat.
Honey, hold the heat.
When I was doing a little test run, I took the first 3, which is the honey and the sriracha and then the truff, and I tried like, well, how do I do this? Do I want to put it in a bag and then put some in the bag and coat it and then have it sit in the fridge for a while, or do I want to coat it as I put it in the toaster oven,
yeah, right.
or after it comes out of the toaster oven?
After
Do
it
I want to
comes out.
coat it after it's out of the toaster oven? So I tried a couple different ways of cooking things.
Yeah.
The honey was the hardest.
Really?
I put the honey in the bag, and then the bag I couldn't move any pieces
like,
in the
wouldn't
bag.
go. It's like
It was just like stuck. It was like, I'm like, and then of course when I put it in the toaster oven, the very first one that I put in the toaster oven, that was the first one that burnt,
Yeah.
because the honey just burnt
Yeah.
so quickly.
Right.
So
The
yeah,
sugar.
and I think Carly's got it all figured out. She's cooking,
Chef
like
Carr's
12
ready.
at a time, and with nothing on them, and then we have bowls over here that she's got the sauce in,
The dip.
and then she's just mixing them around in the dip.
Dipperoo.
Yeah, so
Are these all going to come out this fast? Because I think we need to like. Okay. Oh, gotcha. Perfect.
three,
All right.
3, and 3.
All right. Sounds good.
So do we like grate them or?
Well, yeah, I mean this the honey was great.
That was good. I could do that. Was an everyday thing. Like,
I
I
would
could do that all
I
the
would
time.
buy
Oh, yeah.
more of that honey.
That was easy. Yep.
Yeah, that's really really good.
was really good.
It almost tastes like you marinated some peppers in the honey.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
probably the best
Yep.
description I could think of for it.
Yeah,
That
but then
sounds
took the
good.
peppers out.
Marinated peppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
It's a win.
Yeah,
winner chicken.
10.
All right.
10.
I think she's ready with the
Yeah,
next round.
she's like she's bringing it on.
Cranking them out.
Yeah, I need to give her a little clock. All right, a clock.
All right,
I'm
so
sure
this-
she's got her phone over there.
So this next one that we were doing, we're bumping it up a little bit. We're going a little over double on the
Sriracha.
Scoville. This is the weak knee gochujang.
Yeah, I know.
Sriracha?
I had really tough time trying
Yeah.
to pronounce that one.
Yeah, it's at 1,000 Scoville units. So this is a little over
spice.
double what the last one is.
Can
Nice.
smell the spice.
Oh yeah, I could, as soon as I sent it down, I could smell it for sure.
This smells like a more typical like.
Can you say the
Buffalo
name
type
again?
wing.
I was gonna say Buffalo Wild Wings. This is kind of
This
what it
is
smells
called
Yeah.
weak knees.
Yeah,
Weak knees.
Weak knees.
sriracha.
Getting it.
Oh, that's good.
There's a vinegary tang to it.
Ooh, there's that kick.
Yeah,
Where's
that one lets you know it's there.
Yeah, for sure.
That one punches you a little bit.
I love sriracha.
I usually
And it's
don't,
been
but
a
I like
new
I
thing
like
for
this.
me.
Really?
Sriracha.
I
Yeah,
should probably
it's really
get into
good.
it because I've had it before, didn't love it, but this is actually really good.
So,
It's got some sweetness to it.
Ooh, now,
Yeah.
now the heat's kicking in.
Yep.
So,
Guys, this is like the bottom of the line right now, and we're like, ooh. You
I'm
feel
loving
that?
this.
well, and I should have traded places, I guess, with the sriracha and the peanut butter because I didn't get any information on the peanut butter.
Okay.
Except for that it's mild. And when I had the peanut butter, I went, "This is mild."
Okay.
So I had tried the peanut butter one, and I called them, and I got some. It was weird. I called them, and he was just like, "Hello." I'm like, "Oh, hello."
Doesn't even
That's the
sound like
weirdest
what he's-
thing.
Yeah. And it was
Is this the wrong number?
well, it was funny. So I just kind of went with it. I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna have your hot sauce on the show," and he's like, "What's your name?" And I'm like, "Britt," and he goes, "You emailed me earlier?" I'm like, "Yes, I did." because he hadn't gotten back to my email, and he's just like, "Oh, well, it's a medium sauce," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, I see the little temperature gauge in the back, with the peanut butter. There's a little temperature gauge in the back. Not on that one, but I tried to get Scoville's on that. I may have had to switch the peanut butter and the sriracha, but whatever. I think the peanut butter is just going to be a little bit more of a kick. But it's not.
This feels like more than 1,000 Scovilles to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it is a.
I think maybe 4,000 Scovilles.
It's a lingering heat. I wouldn't say it's like it's not overpowering the flavor quite yet, but it is like way more than that 450.
This
I didn't get an answer. Yeah.
Feels like more like a jalapeno.
Yeah,
like that level.
Like eating a jalapeno.
Yeah.
So can I see the bottom real quick?
Sure.
So this is from the Bushwick Kitchen, and I emailed Bushwick Kitchen, and of course I emailed them at like 4:50 on Friday, and they're like, "We're closed at 5," and I'm like, "Oh no, you're still open for another 10 minutes."
You got 10 minutes.
Got 10 minutes. You're still open.
There too?
Yeah.
But so anyway, they just didn't get back to me. But it's from Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, the fact that it says super spicy on top too. They might have different levels of that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So maybe I got the Scovilles wrong on that. I don't know. You're right. There is
If
a
that
linger
is
there.
if that is only doubling,
That's
that's
a
a
huge
huge leap.
That's a huge jump. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause this is still lingering. I'm like,
Can I see
that's
that?
part of like the Scoville's
Yeah.
thing is like how long it lingers and like that tingle,
So the 357,000 is going to linger till Tuesday.
You're gonna feel it all. You're gonna feel it till tomorrow, basically. It's gonna wound you like little hole in your tongue.
Like eating
Everyone's
lava.
like a nervous laugh.
No, I'm serious.
This one, it says one of the
seriously.
ingredients is habanero.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. That's way up
Habanero.
there. That's at least I would say by
Yeah,
like
the
10,000.
The habanero one that we have is actually 9,000.
Yeah, usually habanero is around like 10.
Yeah. So maybe I had that in the wrong place.
Surprise!
Put that back in
Fooled
line.
you.
Hey, but now we're gonna go back down, so it should be fine.
Little cleanse of the palate.
No, not quite yet, babe.
Nope.
Yeah, just give us a minute on that one. Yeah, that was a leap.
How about Brian?
I need a minute.
When we're ready, just kind of
Sure.
yeah.
Oh, perfect.
When we're ready, just kind of look over and we're like, thumbs
Cool.
up or something.
All right. Well, while
There we
we're
go.
letting that simmer in our mouth,
Yeah, let's
talk about some good things that are happening with this.
Yeah, so there's a whole lot of negative going on with the coronavirus, and or COVID-19 or the China virus, or I have no idea. That's a bad name.
Just
for
call it COVID-19.
COVID-19
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the standard name right now.
That's the standard name, but I actually would love for them to come up with the upper respiratory,
We're going to
nickname
call
for
it
it.
the WWRS.
Well,
the
it's they're continually finding it do different things, how it interacts with people's bodies differently. Like I've heard blood types is one of the biggest things we're seeing now. Is it interacts with people's blood types differently. Like I don't know if you guys know what type
I
of
haven't
blood
heard
type
that
you
yet.
have.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, positive.
That was just announced today that they've seen it interact with type A or type O, whatever in a
Interesting.
different way. And that's why you see certain people like a video that
Even healthy people.
even
are-
healthy people there was a video going around. A news reporter in Ohio interviewed a man who had just started to recover from COVID-19, and he's getting back to healthy now, but he's still in the hospital. Man in his 50s, probably 55, I think is what they said. Healthy, ran every day, exercised, ate right, probably looked and is more fit than I am, and he almost died. Like terrible response to it.
Like he said, he couldn't even walk from his bed to the bathroom was like 10, 15 feet.
Terrible.
And he couldn't
Yeah.
even do that in one shot. Like he had to go halfway,
Yep.
rest, and then go to the bathroom. Like that's how far it took him down. That was crazy.
His
But
depiction.
we're not doing good right now.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
want to
his-
get. I want to get to the good.
His depiction of
It was unique.
It was unique, yeah. So, but yeah, it's just interesting how they're finding that it interacts with people's blood types differently. So
Yeah.
that's why you have some people who are like, "Oh, I have it. I'm not even sick," and some people who are dead.
Who's
because of it.
well, and we're going to get into some of those misconceptions later and
The bad.
on all that. Yeah,
The
yeah.
bad.
We'll get them back.
Yeah. Some of the good things though, like the number one right now is the potential treatment that they're talking about. So they have 2 actual anti-malaria, lupus, and rheumatoid arthritis drugs out that are available that are actually showing some promise. And it's called chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine.
Chloroform.
Yeah. Just knock yourself out. Take an 8-day hit, and
nap
just
and,
exactly.
You're good.
Yeah, that's you knock them out. Yep. So Trump came out the other day and said that they're promising and trying to get them to the market as soon as possible. The FDA is, because it's the FDA, they're offering some caution because it still needs to go through human trials. I know the drugs themselves have gone through human trials, but we need to do the human trials with the coronavirus. So it's going to take anybody that's promising a vaccine within the next 6 weeks, they're lying to you because there's a whole process with human trials and all that. So it's going to be a little bit before we get this vaccine.
I have one better for being the number one good thing. Spending time with your family.
That's
that's
great.
it. Yeah.
That's
number one thing. We are spending so much more time with our family compared to. Heck, I've usually gone 8, 10, 12 hours, 15 hours a day sometimes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Especially right now.
So there's a lot of family bonding time and a lot of I get to play with my kid because he's home from school. So, there's that big family bonding time that we never had before.
Yeah, I would. And on top of that, on top of family, I think that even though we're trying to kind of quarantine ourselves and social distancing and all that, I think that personally, I've become a little bit more community based. I have been checking up on people more often and all that. So on my extended community, not necessarily family, but I have been checking up on people that are kind of freaking out and having a hard time, people that are losing their jobs and all that. So we're checking up on people, and even though we're doing it remotely sometimes, it's still reaching out and having some kind of personal contact.
As you say that, another great thing is what I've been seeing a lot more, going on Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff, is people actually going live.
Mm-hmm.
A good friend of mine, Andrew, I'm going to give you a shout out, man. Andrew Bailey, he's here in town. Shout out to him. Great musician. And it's unfortunate that he's not got any gigs right now because, restaurants aren't there for him and you're not going to the club or anything.
Events.
No gigs.
But on the flip side of that, he's doing all these Facebook Live videos and they're amazing. He's playing his guitar and he's singing, and then you're request a song and he's all requested this, and then you're feel good about yourself.
That's
and
cool.
He plays it, and it's just I'm seeing more and more, like we're doing right now, Facebook Live videos and YouTube Live videos more than I've ever seen ever because you got more time on your hands. Let's just do it.
I've got one of my friends, he's a local musician in Des Moines, and he plays a lot of bars and all that stuff, and he did a one on Friday night, 7:00. He did live from his living room, and it was a Facebook Live event. You could request songs just like that. It was really cool.
Really
actually.
cool, for sure.
Yeah. Very cool.
I've heard of even like John Legend and a couple artists like that start doing that because it's just right now we'll be touring, but we can't do that, so let's just invite people into our living room and put on a show. It's just it's really cool how you were saying the community that people are kind of embracing right now is just the internet.
It's weird how we're becoming physically separated but more emotionally connected.
Yeah.
At the same time. It's so
we
crazy.
all experience this together.
Yeah.
We're all experiencing this together.
That's what's nuts. This is such a unique just moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
There's never had this before ever.
There's
in our
nothing. Oh yeah, it's just wild, man.
So, something that I was trying to get to when we were talking earlier.
We move fast on the conversation.
Definitely. I don't know if it would be counted as a positive or a negative, but the impact that all of this is having on the economy.
Yeah.
I think that
you're starting into the bad.
No, well, there's some
I think
positive
that things are
things.
tanking right now, but things are gonna. There's people that are making money right now,
Yeah.
a ton of money right now. Streaming platforms. We were talking about groceries, the paper manufacturers, soaps, Lysol.
I love
Those companies
the
are making
meme.
a killing.
The meme that the Lysol guy is dripped in gold chains. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that one.
Oh my God.
He's actually got, so it's an Indian prince, and he actually loves gold, and this is an actual dude, an actual prince. It's Middle Eastern India, somewhere in there, but he loves gold so much that he actually had a shirt woven with gold. and it's a picture of this guy. He's got a gold shirt, gold
It's
chain,
everything gold.
Everything is like
And it's the owner of Lysol.
yeah, Purell CEO. Yeah.
Or Purell, that's what it was.
That's awesome, right? Yep. Living large.
Goldfinger.
Yep.
I love gold.
I love gold.
Save that one for later.
Right?
I honestly though, I feel like though things are bad right now, there's gonna be a big. People are gonna make a lot of money coming out of this. Like there's gonna be a good impact on the economy coming out of this.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I think that there's going to be a good turnaround after this is all cleared up. And it'll go back to just the way it used to be, if not better.
I was going to say, not the way it used to be. I mean, I think
Yeah.
things have changed
It's gonna change,
permanently.
definitely.
I think this is going to be a different trajectory for the world,
Right.
for sure.
Could we get back to better? Absolutely.
yeah.
But it's not going to get back to what it was. I don't think it will. This next one is the this is the truffle one. This is
Yeah.
This is the one
Yeah.
I've heard is like
So
infamous for being so.
those who have been
Where
on
is it?
Facebook,
Maybe that's where I heard of it.
it's still on his
This guy
side.
right
Yep, that guy right there, right in the middle. Turn it a little bit more towards George. A little more towards George. Right there. Perfect. So if you're on Facebook a lot, they run commercials left and right. If you typed in hot sauce one time, I'm sure that you've probably seen a commercial for this.
Typed in hot sauce a lot of times, and I think that's probably why.
That's probably why. It's probably right. So
Now
this,
you guys know what I'm looking up.
so they make two different versions. Well, actually, they make like three different versions of this. They make a black truffle, a white truffle, and then I can't think of what the
that's
red
right.
one is.
Yeah.
But
forget.
I haven't had the other two, but I do love myself some white truffle. A good friend of mine, Ryan, I used to cook with. He used to cook with white truffle sauce, so I'm like, this stuff.
There you
He
go.
made a risotto and with white truffle, and oh baby, that white truffle risotto was amazing.
That's cool.
So I've only had this from Truff, and I am gonna keep buying this. I make breakfast burritos every morning, and I make bulk of them. I make like 16 to 20 at a time,
Right.
and I always pour this in it, and then
That's
wrap it
cool.
all up
Yep.
and put it in the toaster
That's
oven
a
later.
wrap.
That's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Oh, and we're I guess before we eat this, who's all low on a beer?
Yeah. I think we all need
Yeah,
beer.
I could use a little refreshment.
Next
there.
up, next.
All right.
Next.
Britt, can you talk about the? You did talk about the truffle. This is 2,500 or 3,000 on the Scoville.
Scoville level. You want to hand me the bottle real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
And then I can kind of read the backside of it and all that
I
stuff.
love that smell.
Our sauce is the finest red chili peppers infused with Italian white truffle oil.
Yeah, it is more earthy.
Yeah, it's distributed out of California. But yeah, you've the packaging alone. So this thing comes in a full white box, like not Amazon or anything. You open up the Amazon box, and then it's got like a gold rim on it, and then you literally take the top of the box off that says Truff on the side, and it's like a trophy when you open it up. It's like,
That's some marketing, man.
Yeah, it's good marketing. Brian, I'm just saying you should pour it the right way.
Try not to touch people's glasses.
Oh, that's all right. We've all disinfected
I
our
don't
hands.
mind.
Being socially responsible.
Carly, you want to bring your cup over here so
Yeah,
Brian
we're
can?
being recorded right now, so. Oh, he's not socially responsible.
All right. Like I said, you're making a mess.
I am.
You're making a huge
These
mess.
these crawlers are a little hard to pour out of. They don't make it easy.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Carly, are you trying the wings too?
No.
No.
No,
You're not?
what?
Tonight.
No.
Okay.
I told her to make like 5 or 6, so that she could have some.
Spicy?
I do.
You do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just not doing it right now.
Gotcha. Do you like beer?
They're
Just
good so
hand
far.
it- yeah, just hand it over to me.
Good.
You have to tip these cups.
I know.
So, do you guys respond to comments?
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
one
no.
here. Yeah.
Nagel, is that I don't know? Is the correct?
So, are you watching the
pronunciation?
Facebook or are you watching YouTube? Or
Facebook.
you
I'm
live
watching
stream?
Facebook.
Yeah.
So Brian's got that pulled up right here in
Yeah,
front
right
of him.
Okay, cool.
Should I pull
Yeah.
up something on my phone?
So
then,
no,
or
I got YouTube pulled up over
you got
here.
YouTube over there?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in like years.
Who's this?
What's up, buddy?
I
You know
shared it.
somebody?
I shared it on my Facebook
Oh, you
page.
did?
Christina's in here.
Nice.
Nate Gillette, but I don't know how to pronounce the name. Nagel. He said he has the hot honey and the peanut butter one.
Oh, nice.
He loves both, but the peanut butter one is really interesting, very different, and delicious.
And delicious.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Well, let's
I love peanut butter.
let's hook up.
Ooh.
Let's hook up on this truffle one here
You
next.
can.
do it.
The aroma is like straight truffle.
Straight truffle.
I love it.
All right, cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh yeah, man, that's like it's like candy.
Now there's a little bit of there's like a little bit of a vinegar, slow burn. Like right off the bat, I didn't get anything. Like
No.
it slowly comes to you.
Yep.
Amazing.
That's
One of my favorite
Yeah.
hot
That
is
sauces
really
out
good.
there.
That
right
is
now.
really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It's just
The
just
heat's
a
there.
hint, just a hint.
slow set.
Slow, very low burn.
Yeah, I would definitely trade the places with the sriracha. Sriracha should have been
Definitely.
third, and that
Yeah.
should have been
Move
second.
on up.
There you go. Move it on up. There you
There
go.
you go.
That's what
Well,
you
let's
do.
not
I got a
redo
feeling
that
that's
one.
gonna be farther.
Let's not redo that one.
Yeah, let's not-
What was the Scoville on that one?
2,500 to
25?
3,000.
Okay.
So still below
Oh
jalapeno level.
man,
Yeah.
we really didn't even
Red
talk
chilies.
about the beer that we're drinking right now. This
I haven't
is
tried it.
Yeah. Tell us what's up.
so this is Rogue, and this is called Newport Nights, which reminds me of having cigarettes or something like that.
Newport.
Having Newports out on the back porch.
Yeah.
So
Have you seen the can art? The can art looks like it's
No.
straight from the 80s, like
Oh,
Miami
yeah.
Oh,
Vice.
really? Yeah. Like that art, like that color scheme.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So this is Newport Nights, and it's a 9.8. But yeah,
Heavy hitter.
It doesn't taste it.
smoking Newports is not good for you, and neither is this coronavirus.
What?
No, this is one of my favorites. We've had it before on the program, and it's delicious.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, it's got kind of an auburny, kind of malty
Yeah.
flavor to it. Yeah.
You said it's a 9.8.
Where?
9.1.
9.8.
8?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
9.8.
1.8.
Uh,
Yeah,
where-
you don't taste it at all.
Where is this based out of? from?
Brian has the information on that one.
It is out of
I thought Oregon.
Newport, Oregon.
Okay.
Oregon, yeah.
Which is why
Nice.
it's Newport
Okay.
Nights.
Yeah.
Newport,
Yeah.
Oregon.
It definitely has like a malty kind of a red.
Really interesting, awesome flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's way more, it's like a more mature IPA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it.
Are all these that we're drinking today IPAs?
No.
No,
So
we
we got 3 IPAs, and then we have a milk stout.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to that milk stout.
Well, we're gonna have it towards the hotter end of the bunch.
Which
That's-
is good.
That's good thinking.
Hey, honey, can you come grab this?
So I want to get back to some of the good that we were talking about. I do want to do like a shout out to like teachers right now, because they're having to like, from a lot of districts, like from ground zero, having to restart and redo like their lesson plans and all that to do online learning.
So I'm glad
yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up.
That's a big deal.
So we live in an area in Omaha, District 66, which is a little bit different than OPS. And so when my kid was sent home, he was sent home with an iPad, which not all OPS kids get an iPad to be home with. And they have given us apps to talk straight to the teacher. So like we can monitor his work and take pictures of it and take videos of him and send it to the teacher. And the teacher can talk directly back to us, kind of like Facebook, but it's a more smaller area just for the teacher. And she has been responding 2-3 times a day with emails, sent home with workbooks. I mean, like, the communication is off the charts for District 66. And I know that it's not the same for all OPS and all that stuff, but
Not at all.
Well, we
Yeah.
District 66 is doing a great job.
That's cool.
I have
Take care
2
of
young
kids.
kids, and they're just on spring break right now. So that Monday's like when they're supposed to go back to school. Now the district that they were in started this year doing e-learning. So the reason they did that was because of all the snow days that they had last
Yeah,
year.
for
So
sure.
they were set up for e-learning, but not remote learning. So not the same thing,
Yeah.
but definitely had a leg up on some of the other districts because they didn't have anything in place. And at least they have some kind of backbone in place. They just needed to add to it and do more learning. And my wife is actually a teacher in that district, speech pathologist. And so she's actually like today was recording a bunch of videos and all that to send out to all the teachers and all that. So it's going to get real interesting. And I big shout out to
You
those.
know what I've heard? It's going to be a good bye-bye to Common Core because they're going to be like, here's how you carry the one. You know?
Yeah.
This is how you do it. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. The Common Core math is probably going to frizzle out because parents are going to get really frustrated and just be like, no, all you got to do is carry the one and you're good.
One of the funniest things that I've heard is like from the corporate side, like we are really going to find out how many meetings could have just been an email.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
Because we're not meeting anyway, so
Exactly.
it's just an email. Yeah, so it's going to really streamline. I kind of hope that we get, out of this. I hope we don't get stuck in that rut of just doing virtual meetings, because I do like the face-to-face meetings.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Oh, sure.
I do.
I hope it
But
doesn't.
I understand.
Different dynamic.
But I understand. Like I do Zoom meetings at least twice a week where I'm at, or at least was. And so Zoom meetings are a big thing because like my corporate office is down in Dallas, and so we're far away from each other. So I understand not having an email about it and actually talking face to face, because then once that email is set out, okay, I can email you back because I got a question, but then like you don't want to be like, well, yeah, I already know that. Well, maybe you don't know that, but you're not speaking up. Someone else may speak up and say, well, I actually had the same thing in my brain. Hey, thanks for answering that question. So Zoom meetings actually I see as a benefit to things.
Yep, one of those platforms
can
making lots of money.
Still do Zoom meetings though, in the midst of all of this.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of
Absolutely.
that's become the
Yep.
norm right now, actually. So
I still think, like, I was talking to John in the midst of all of this before it really escalated.
Yeah.
And something that we talked about is there's a lot of industries that are going to have to recreate themselves through
yeah.
this.
Yep.
So I think that it could be looked at as a negative that we can't do business as usual, but it's a positive that people have to get innovative. Like the restaurants, that's another industry
Yeah.
that's killing it right now.
Well,
Well,
nobody's going to the restaurants, so they're having to do to-go service.
To go, yeah.
Yep.
They're having to do delivery.
Yep.
Like they're trying these new things. Like so, with what's happening right now, I foresee Uber Eats is still going to be around, but
DoorDash.
I see that they're dwindling down because now they have the surplus of employees that they're trying to stay employed.
Right.
And they're going to just be like, well, we can do that service and cut the middleman out,
Right.
So, I mean, there's that, it's like, you have that server that stands around a lot. Yeah, he's going to be now
You're
the
gonna
delivery
drive.
guy. Yeah, he's going to be the drive guy.
Yep. Get out of here.
but even like with the Uber Eats, like they've had to change the way they do things because
Yeah.
I mean you got one guy going to all these houses, and what if he picks up something from somebody and he's going to all these different houses? So it's like, well, now you got to leave the food on the front porch and
Yeah.
ding dong.
Are they
your food's
are they
here.
doing that?
Yeah.
Ding dong
Yeah,
ditch.
they're-
Okay.
yeah. So yeah,
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
because-
yeah.
So you have to pay ahead of time.
yeah.
Like there's
absolute-
no cash.
Nope. Yeah,
transactions.
absolutely.
Oh, they don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, cat. You don't want to have that.
Yeah, even the
involved.
cash. You don't want to pay with cash.
Money's dirty anyway.
Oh,
yeah,
that's so
exactly.
terrible, yeah.
Exactly. Now,
Cash. The cash.
yeah, give me the cash.
Give me the cash.
Another good thing that I've
Paper.
noticed.
Paper. Waterworld. Come on.
Yes.
No,
Half an hour. Half an
Have an hour.
No.
Fuel prices are
Oh,
like the
yeah.
lowest.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
Yeah.
Lowest in like 20 years.
I mean, the cost of a lot of things is dropping down quite a bit. People are
Well,
putting out
depending on what you're
sales.
looking for, like Purell is not.
Well,
dropping.
yeah.
It's a supply and demand thing though,
Yeah.
because people aren't traveling. Well,
Exactly.
Maybe people aren't traveling.
People can't travel.
So with
yeah.
that said, with gas prices, traveling around Omaha is amazing because like I don't have to.
No traffic.
No traffic.
that was traffic.
Yes.
If you paid like half the cost
Actually
for
great.
gas, yeah, it's crazy.
I saw a picture of rush hour in
405
LA.
in LA, the 405.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was like
4
10
cars.
cars.
Yeah, it's crazy.
it was
Insane.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your commute was 4 hours. Now your commute is only 10 minutes.
Right.
If you're still working.
If you're still working, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man,
wild.
yeah, no, it's $1.89 is the cheapest I saw around town here today.
Wow.
It just clicked in my brain working from home. It's cool in this house where I'm at. I actually have a studio where I can get away and go downstairs and work.
Yeah.
The whole working from home, though, it's sometimes difficult for
This
people.
carpet's really soft, by the way.
Thanks, man. I think it's like semi-shag.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
had to rake it before he got here.
I actually vacuumed everything yesterday. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's
Okay.
super nice, super awesome.
We're on to the
Nice.
next
The
one here.
peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
All right,
I've been
so
waiting for
Where
this
when I
all
called
night.
him, he was like, "Hello," and I'm like,
I'm
Oh,
talking
hello.
I'm talking to the guy.
"Yeah, all right."
So this is the Obaid peanut butter hot sauce, and this is about 4,000. So we're starting to creep up a
Nice.
little bit here. Thank you.
Where's
Just
that?
smell that heat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he said it was. So when I called him and I said that I have some sriracha, he's like, actually, this is a little less than sriracha. And I'm like, I don't know. When I had it, it seemed a little bit more than sriracha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I was also probably talking to a Mexican guy that doesn't mind the heat, you know? So peanut butter, hot sauce.
You can smell the peanut butter.
I don't taste it.
I taste the vinegar.
Lots of vinegar.
I don't taste the peanut butter.
No,
I
I
don't
don't.
taste the peanut butter.
It's way different than when I actually. So I tested the first 4 on just some crackers. You know, I just dabbed the lid. Maybe I didn't shake it up. Maybe
Yeah,
I
I'm
had
not
it.
going to be able
Well,
to check
I was
it.
gonna
I will
say
say
it,
I
kind
like
of
it.
reminds me of like an organic peanut butter, where it's like a really mild.
Oh, the
Like-
peanut flavor isn't.
That peanut flavor isn't like the.
I understand. I'm starting to feel the
you know
heat
what I
now,
mean?
though.
Like that
The
artificial
heat's-
peanut flavor.
Yeah.
I will say the heat is just like perfect.
Is this the Obeyed peanut butter?
Obeyed
Yeah.
peanut butter? Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
Haley highly suggested.
Yeah. I would push that sriracha up actually. He
another
was right.
one. Yep.
I would put the peanut butter right after the other one. Yep.
Yeah, that was actually
Let's
like
zoom in on
the heat was like right up front, and it doesn't linger a whole lot for me.
Yeah, I mean, number one ingredient is the jalapeno.
Yeah, I
And
don't.
peanut butter is like 2 or 3 on the list. So
I don't taste the peanut butter much.
There's like a
Oh,
smoothness.
I got that peanut butter.
I got
There's-
the
got that peanut
flavor,
butter.
not the flavor. I got the aroma of the peanut butter.
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
smelled
yeah.
it.
Yep. There's aroma and there's like a. It's kind of what binds it all together, but it's not there like
Right.
flavor wise.
Yeah, to me the number one thing that jumped out to me was the vinegar right off
Oh,
the
for
bat.
sure. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. Yep.
Which there's nothing wrong with that. This is just the way it is.
It's really good.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I
I
would
still
put it
taste
on
that heat though.
Yeah.
Again,
But it's
but that
like
sriracha lasted longer for sure.
it's like a mild.
Yeah.
Just like super.
I even think that the truffle
Mm-hmm.
is lasting a little bit longer. Maybe maybe this is a little bit sharper of a flavor burn.
Flavor, yeah.
And this is kind of like full, where it hits your tongue, like it's carrying on the whole way. Like that. Yeah, it's unique. It's good.
Can I get some of that hand sanitizer? Well, why don't we do a round hand sanitizer? Wherever that ended up.
Pass that bottle around.
Pass that
Jug.
bottle around, a little jug, a little pump, pump.
Pump, pass.
I just noticed that I wiped my nose maybe once or twice in the show. So.
This is the new social
This is
norm.
the new social.
Pump, pump, pass.
Oh,
Love it.
man.
Make sure you patent that.
Right. That's gonna blow up.
You could create your own hand sanitizer from that.
Pump, pass.
Pump, pass.
It's got
There
a
you
picture
go.
of like something else.
Made with hemp oil.
It's infused with CBD.
My hands feel so much better after.
Why does it feel like
I feel
tingly?
safe.
Yeah, I take like deep breaths, just like take deep breaths. Just
Are you inhaling the hand sanitizer?
When cop cars go around, my hands go away for some reason. I don't know.
no, officer, I swear, it's just hand sanitizer. Would you like some?
All right. So going back to the good. Good. Clean.
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 yes.
Everything's so
Absolutely.
clean.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything is so clean.
Man, why haven't people been washing their hands before? No.
The funny thing is, my next one is I know how to wash my hands now.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
I know that.
How many
I have
YouTube videos are out there on how to wash
20
your hands?
seconds. There's some songs you can sing
Uh-huh.
that are 20 seconds, but now I really know how to wash my hands. I didn't know how to do that before. You guys should have seen me in the bathroom. It was nuts.
It was terrible.
No, just-
Spray some water on there.
I was drying on the rug.
I don't want to picture that.
I'm just
It's
messing.
just-
I've always known how to wash my hands, but it's hilarious.
Is it soap after everything? Is this, I don't know. Instructions unclear.
Just like slap the soap on your hand and walk out.
So I've got another one here. China has now closed down its last Corona hospital.
They locked that stuff down. Seriously,
They locked it down.
Holy cow!
So on the positive,
You said closed down. Does that mean like there's people in there or they're out of there?
They're
there's
out of there.
People are getting better there.
so they don't
so
have
there's
those,
not
like,
enough
auxiliary-
cases to keep that. So I know that a lot of people have heard of that China when this first all came out. They went crazy. They were like, "We have to build a hospital in 3 days,"
And they did.
and they did, which was
crazy.
amazing. I can't imagine how many contractors they had doing that, and how
Did you see the videos of it?
it was
It was
nuts.
insane.
They just
Economy.
had,
Yeah.
So they built all these hospitals to house all the corona stuff. Now they're closing down, which is good because they're not having as many new cases anymore.
Like
so
either, it was either
it's ramping down a little bit.
it was either last week or the beginning of this week where they actually switched to they have more people getting better than new cases.
More
So-
better.
Yeah, they had
more better.
More better.
They're
They
getting
had,
more better.
They had tons
More
of
is better.
celebration
Yeah.
with that because it was a huge transition for them. Like to see that they have openings like in hospital
Yeah.
beds.
And I
all
don't
that.
want to get into the bad too much, but like just to put it in perspective, like at China's worst, like everybody thinks of like Wuhan, China. Oh my God, that was ground zero, and it was so bad there. At its worst, they were experiencing 150 people dead per day. At its worst, Italy just had 649 one day.
Yeah.
And I hear UK has been having bigger numbers than
Yeah,
Italy.
so I don't want to get into the bad, but like we'll get there. But like,
So
to
I'm
put it in
glad you
perspective-
said Italy because I actually have a story about Italy. There's actually two stories about Italy. People have actually started to come together in Italy because they have actually been totally like, you cannot leave, you were quarantined, do not leave your house.
they're catching it now. Yeah, they're catching on to that.
Well, here's what it is. They're stepping out on their balconies. And there's been these cool stories where this guy was doing his fitness routine, and so everybody just joined in
Yeah.
doing the
That's
fitness
super
routine,
cool. Cool.
jumping
Yeah,
jacks
video
and all
of
this.
that.
And then there was another video of a guy just on his balcony, and he brings out his piano and a loudspeaker, and he starts playing his piano. The guy goes, he kind of pans over. This guy leaves, comes back with a saxophone, grabs a saxophone,
Playing
starts
along with?
playing along with
jam
And they-
session. That's
Yeah,
cool.
right.
Jam session in the middle of like
And-
where they're at.
And then you
Awesome.
see like across the way in these apartments, like people are like standing out on their balconies listening to these guys.
Yeah.
Like, there's like
That's
probably
cool.
They got
100
nothing to
people.
do.
Yeah, there's like
They got
100 people
nothing
out
to
there.
do.
What
So
else you
great.
got to do?
Right, exactly.
So it was nice to see that sense of community and that vibe of this all sucks. We all know that. But the sense of things will be better and the rejoicing of people just as normal human beings getting together, doing what they should be doing,
So
interacting
yeah.
with each other.
Something I do want to like pose to you guys, like with this and being home and not going out and all that. I mean, you can see what's happening with like the movie theater industry. Do you
Yeah.
think that comes back after all these people experience
'Cause we'll-
Netflix
we'll just pour
and
the
Amazon
pest around.
Prime Video?
Now that we've hand sanitized each other,
Do you think that? Do you think the movie theater business comes back, like the actual movie theaters? I mean,
I
I'm not
do-
saying
I do
movies.
I
think-
think drive-throughs are going to come back.
Drive-throughs could come back
so
in a big
there's
way,
one
for sure.
in Omaha that's going to be built.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you hear about the Sonic that actually built a platform so semi truck drivers could come and
oh,
get
that's
Sonic?
smart.
Yeah,
That's
I was like,
awesome.
that's smart.
That's really
Ryan,
cool.
I
Yeah.
think what we'll do is instead of you pouring them, just pass the can around. It's
All right.
gonna be fine.
Yeah, we're
We're-
using hand sanitizer.
We're hand sanitizer.
Hand
We're good.
sanitizer. Nobody's coughed yet. I think we're
Yeah,
doing all
it's-
right. Yeah,
But the
wait
minute-
till we
the
get to
minute
this
you
buzz,
do-
yeah.
Have you seen that?
The minute you
The
do,
guys
you're
like,
out of here.
Yeah. No, I do think it's gonna come back. It's kind of like why
Well,
people, why
Regal-
people go to Starbucks.
Regal Theater said that they're not coming back.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, honey, this is for you, baby.
So I'm
Interesting.
yeah, well,
I could see how some like Regal is probably one of the least
I mean, with people,
prominent ones.
with people getting all these like 80 and 100-inch screen TVs and 4K, and
Yeah.
now movies are saying the industry is actually saying what's in the theater today we can get you next week. I think.
Gotcha.
I mean,
Speaking of TVs, plasma from newly recovered patients of CVD-19
that was a stretch, but okay,
can now treat others. So the plasma from these people that are getting
that's
better,
pretty cool.
yeah, they can use that plasma from those people to treat other people.
You know what I haven't heard? Something that we've brought up on this podcast before. CRISPR.
Ooh.
Why are they not using CRISPR to fight this?
Well, they could be. I don't
What
know.
is CRISPR?
So CRISPR-Cas9 system is a system that they found a long time ago. Well, not long, like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And what it can do is, and I forget which one's which, but one of them is the scissors and the other is the replacement. So the CRISPR-Cas9, it's a dual system. You send this in there and you can program it to whatever, and it cuts out the bad DNA, and the other one plugs in the good DNA. And they have yet to find something that it does not work with.
So we can create Superman every time.
And actually, China actually did their first embryonic. They did it, and like the world said,
You know what I'm saying? If there's something lacking from a person, they can cut that lackingness out and put the better in.
you've heard the term
Yeah.
designer DNA.
Right.
That's
yeah.
basically what this
No,
can do.
Yeah.
So you could, and actually, what they're saying is like with cancer, you don't have to fight cancer like with it's escaping
Chemo.
me. Thank you very much.
Yep.
So you don't have to fight it with chemo. You can send
Right.
CRISPR-Cas9 system in
horrible.
there. It'll fight it at the cellular level, and it'll
Right.
cut the bad DNA out instead of putting good DNA in. It'll just cut it out and just kill the cancer at the cellular level.
Yeah, I can see how that'd be great when you catch something early, but like,
Yeah.
you know, when.
But this is at a microscopic cellular level. Like you get
Yeah.
a shot of CRISPR-Cas9, and it's super cheap. Like you could literally do it from home, and I'm not even joking. You can do this. You can buy it for like $50 or $100 and do it from home
Yeah.
if you wanted to.
Interesting.
So I'm surprised that we haven't heard about this, and I wonder if it's because they're trying so cautious. They're so cautious about doing human testing with CRISPR-Cas9 systems. So they're doing it more with crops and all that stuff.
Yeah. I can see how that would really like modify somebody like
DNA.
the wrong way. You
Absolutely.
know? Like, and so I
Absolutely.
can see how that could be very.
Which is why they didn't
dicey.
want to. So the whole thing with CRISPR-Cas9, and we're kind of going off on a tangent, but it kind of gets in there. But the thing is, like, if you do it to an adult, like let's say I have some bad DNA and I use the CRISPR-Cas9 system in me, and then I go and I have a child, it does not pass on to that child. Now, if at the embryonic stage we did it with that child before it was born,
Yeah.
then that would actually pass down.
That I could see. Yeah.
Yeah. So they said we're not doing that with we're not doing it with embryos and all that. And China went ahead and did it anyway.
Yeah.
I think that they ended up terminating those embryos.
Yeah.
Because there was such an outcry from the scientific
Right.
community. I don't know for sure.
Right.
But like you could like seriously create like Superman. I mean, not literally flying, but like
Right, but
super
like,
people.
Yeah, super.
Yeah.
Exactly. Super.
It's like gene splicing.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's gene splicing. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
Gene
but
splicing.
but again, if you had if you programmed this CRISPR-Cas9 system to seek out the coronavirus, this specific strand of coronavirus, and just snip it without replacing any DNA, just like
Get
kill
comfy.
it, just snip it, kill it. I don't see why we couldn't do that.
Is that something that they're actually? You said they haven't done it on people.
I have not heard, and I'm surprised that we haven't heard.
They've done it on animals.
I'm not
for
saying
sure.
they're not doing it.
Sure,
we just
sure.
haven't heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Have you heard
I'm not a
the
scientist.
word?
I'm
No,
not a.
I've never.
Bird.
I've never even heard of this.
Bird is the word.
Yeah, bird.
We've
I've never
actually
heard of this.
haven't we had 2 episodes on? Maybe we've had one
did-
on CRISPR, but
did
we've
2.
talked about it many a time.
So the
Yeah.
first one we talked about it, and then the second one we talked about like what that means like for religion and society and all that. That was the 2-part.
I'm just trying to understand the science behind it, like how.
Thanks,
it,
baby.
How it
It's really spicy.
can
Think of
hone
it
in on. I know like.
So
when
it's a
you write
naturally-
genetic code, like there's like a certain,
R-
like, like you know when you learn genes. And
Yeah, you got the double helix.
Yeah, right, double helix, and
Yeah.
each one of those has like a certain code that goes into that.
Right.
So they find those.
A,
certain-
B, F, you know,
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And so when they find those
ST.
adenine, you know, all those whatever, they just plug and play basically.
Mm-hmm.
But like within those, there's different. The way the body interacts, like there's so many variables as to what
That's why
your
they're
diet is,
yep.
what like how those molecules can get to those places. One, without being inhibited by different processes, different things, and then 2, once it gets there, like how does it know to go where it's supposed to go? You know what I mean?
So think to me the
there's
best
got to
way,
be some like ideal situations for it to be
right for me the way I like processed it was like think of it as nanotechnology, but it's biological. Like this, it's something that naturally occurs biologically, but we can program it like nanotechnology.
Yeah.
And it just seeks out whatever we're looking for, and it can program the DNA. It can splice that section of DNA and program it with new DNA.
Yeah.
boom,
Yeah,
boom, boom,
yeah,
boom.
pretty much.
You ever seen the movie Twins? Kind of like that.
Yeah,
Born
that-
in a petri
With
dish.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And Danny
Okay.
DeVito.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got the
Why is
leftover goo.
Yeah, why is he the big bulky one and the Danny DeVito's the little tiny guy that
Yeah.
it's nothing? Twins,
Right.
That's interesting.
kind of the CRISPR.
All right, so
Hey,
here's
I-
the next one. Oh,
before
You
we
can
before
smell
we go
the
on,
heat.
I did want to say one thing about the
Yeah, and
movie,
let's hold
the
off
movie
on this one
industry.
for a
Sorry,
second.
the
Yeah, go
theater
ahead.
industry. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think it's going to come back in some aspect, in the same way that like people still go to Starbucks instead of like just brewing coffee at home type thing, like because there's like something that is
Well, there's something
so-
to go to a place and actually watch it on a
go
big
to a place.
screen.
It's like a higher
It's-
level
well,
of what
it-
you can still get at your own home. You know.
Here's what it is. the escape.
It's the escape,
it's
too,
the
yeah.
escape because you get to leave your children at home.
Yep.
If you have a babysitter, you get to go to a place, watch it on the.
I mean-
not everybody has a great sound system. You want to hear it in this.
You want to hear it. You want to feel
Big
it.
boom, you
You
wanna
better
feel it,
have
yeah.
those the reclining chairs.
But you-
they have to have those.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
But the thing-
Popcorn prices better come down though.
yeah, you know that's right.
Well, see, that's what it was. I was going to kind of pick that apart. I don't want to bash on the movie industry or the movie theater industry more specifically, but like all those things, like we can do, like the big screen TVs. We're not going to get like the 1,000-inch TV. We're not going to
getting
get
IMAX in our house. Yeah.
However, I mean, we're getting these large TVs. We're sitting a lot closer. You
Yeah.
can get a sound system to get that bass if you want.
Yep.
Speaking of TVs again, I just had something come across my feed, and it was all like, "Hey, get this TV that I would never be able to purchase at $27 a month," and I'm like, "This
Oh,
is
yeah.
actually a really nice TV." It was like a 60-inch picture-framed TV, and it would look like I could have it on my wall, and then it would just run a slideshow of
Yeah.
pictures, and it would look like a picture. Somebody like, "Oh, that's a picture," and then you go, "Boop," and you're like, "That's your TV?" I'm like, "Yep, I can,
dope.
Yeah.
I can do that."
To me, the only thing that the movie theater industry right now can do that you can't do at home, like the quality 3D experience that you can get at the movie theater, you can't quite get at home yet without those crazy headsets and all that. And then just like we said earlier, the escape, going somewhere and experiencing that.
So I want to take a brief moment to pause the entire show and
Yep.
talk about these next two hot sauces that we're just about to eat.
So this one's the Torched 4-Pepper
Torched.
Quad.
Torched. So if you guys notice, the two bottles that are in the middle are actually beer cans. Are beer bottles.
yeah.
Yeah, right. And they just
I
have little
didn't
stoppers.
notice that.
Yeah, right.
I did notice it.
Yeah, you can put them both up there, and I can zoom into them. Turn them both a little towards George, just like a little part turn, like boop. There you go, and the next one just a little boop. Yep, a little more. There you go. Boom. I was actually at Casual Pint, and now's a good reference to talk to Casual Pint about all the beers that we've been drinking
Thanks,
tonight.
Casual Pint.
Thank you so much, Casual Pint. I'll
Love you guys.
I'll zoom up over here. I'll go, "Wah," and I'll go to the sign. We have you over here in the corner, Casual Pint. You guys are awesome. They supplied beer for us for the show that we've been drinking on. So big shout out to them. If you guys need beer, please go to the Casual Pint. They are still open from like 11 to 7. I think that's the time frame that they're open. You can get crowlers. You can't get your growler filled, but you can get crowlers filled.
They're not doing the growlers?
Unfortunately, it's kind of a hand
It's a sanitization.
yeah, it's a sanitization thing. But you could still buy packaged liquor, and while you're there, you used to be able to drink. Now you can't. Unfortunately, it's a law that they're passing. But I really don't. You and I were there the day last Monday. It's a great place. It's they're still going to serve beer. And they're going to serve beer to the public for purchase.
Well, I
So-
know they just loosened the liquor laws so that people can walk in, get beer, and walk out.
Kind of like grocery.
Kind of like grocery, and a lot of restaurants are doing like to go. I hear they're allowed to do to go drinks.
So this is something new for Casual Pint. They are actually doing delivery system now.
Cool.
So if you live within a 3-mile radius, I think is what they said, they can deliver to you.
I'm with you.
Well, yeah, I know.
It's looking good.
The reason why I'm pausing for a second is because I got these two bottles of hot sauce from David, from the owner of Casual Pint. So that's why
They make them.
No, he has somebody that's a friend that makes them.
Okay.
So
okay.
yeah, that's why there's the big pause, and we're going to talk about the beer. So go shop at Casual Pint. They do a
Sky Matt's nose.
yeah, right.
I had a tickle in my nose.
They do an awesome job there. You can still buy beer. Please go see them.
Sanitized.
Absolutely.
And support your local business. Anything you can
Always.
do to go out and support your local business. Because if you're not out supporting your local business, especially the beer place that I go to, Casual Pint, they will go away because they're just not getting that money inflow and all that stuff. So just
what I've been doing, because I'm in an industry that's still working right
Yes.
now, like go to work. And what I've been doing for lunch is actually seeking out the local businesses that still provide like a curbside pickup, and just ordering a lunch from them, going to pick it up and bringing it back, just to keep them going.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, we're not loaded right now or anything, but I still try to go out to places that are like close and like you know just to support them because
Big
it's a
shout
big thing.
out to Casual Pint. And with that, let's have some of this.
Yeah, so
Which one is this?
What is
Is
this
this
one?
This is the
four-
torched four pepper.
four pepper,
quad.
okay.
And it's got like a mesquite aroma to it.
Oh, yeah. It's got a little bit of a burn to it.
Love it.
A little bit of burn.
Right up front.
That's awesome.
4 pepper. So now on the back,
Definitely taste the
on the
pepper.
back of these bottles, this one was the medium, and the other one was spiked up.
So this one, the 4 peppers we're talking about, habanero, jalapeno, green peppers,
Now
and a white pepper.
Now we're getting into some Bernie.
I'm happy.
This is perfect.
This is
man.
my world.
This is like
you
one of
wanna
my
roll your-
favorites.
Brian, you want to roll some more music?
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
This is yeah.
definitely the next up from Sriracha. That's
This is
darn
a
sure.
sustained burn right here.
So you say this is the medium, and this next one's they consider hot.
Well, at least on
this
the
is habanero homebrew next.
at least on the back of the bottle. That's what.
That's
Okay.
gonna kick some.
That's
tail.
gonna kick for sure.
So George and I go to Buffalo Wild Wings or DJ's Dugout. Shout out to DJ's local awesome sports bar. But both those have great habanero,
Mango
habanero.
But unfortunately, I tried to go there the other day, and they were shut down because they have.
Downtown.
Yeah.
This has a sustained burn. Holy
This is
cow.
holding
Yeah, it
up.
does.
This is the habanero holding up.
Yep. That habanero is
My glasses are heating up a little bit.
very stubborn.
Yeah, is it like hot in here? Can we?
I'm drinking some water, man. This is
So I ordered wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. They got the half price wings on Wednesdays.
No, Buffalo Wild Wings is Tuesdays and
Tuesday?
Thursdays. But DJ's was open on Wednesday. Not downtown DJ's.
Right.
But
I went to Buffalo Wild Wings on Wednesday.
and you had Wednesday.
I was there for an hour and did not get my food. I had to go and ask for it. And then they
Dude.
like remade my order because they lost it.
That's terrible.
But they were super packed.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Super packed.
Yeah, I went to DJ's on Wednesday.
That's good.
That's good. It's got that
got,
long
like-
lasting burn.
Yeah.
What's that?
Get the chocolate milk out.
Could I have a chocolate milk, please?
I think we'll probably need it on the next one.
Oh yeah, I'm flipping my cup over. I'll have Brian pass that
You
around.
tapping out?
No, I need to have it out.
Okay. This is like I'm just getting like
Just
waking
feeling
up.
it.
Yeah, this is good.
George can hang more than most guys I know.
Mango habanero is my go-to wing flavor anywhere I go. I have to have their mango habanero.
It's so good though.
It's so good. It's
The flavor is so
flavorful.
good. That's why this is so good.
Habanero has really good flavor.
But it burns so
This
good.
is the
does.
part of the show.
It's good burn.
All right, so here, I want to talk about a few more good things that are happening. Understanding someone's personal space. We are now
Personal space.
Now we
Children
get.
don't know what that is.
Now we
Oh my
get.
gosh, right?
Did you guys see the video of the guy that wore a circle around himself that was 6 feet wide
No.
in all directions? I think it was in New York. I don't know, but he wore this circle with straps on his shoulders.
Wow.
And it was a round circle, and he was
go
walking
wash your
around. You go wash your tongue.
You go wash your tongue.
like it's still there.
Yeah,
Like
no, it's still there,
Oh man. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
guys. That's number 5. That's number 5.
Man, we haven't even hit like 5 digits yet. Like that was 5,600.
I'm ready. Let's. Should we do like one or two more good things and then we'll move on?
Yeah, I'm yeah, that was it on my list. So if you guys have some.
Linda said, "Where's the ice cream?"
Yes.
We actually have yogurt in the fridge just in case.
Yogurt and chocolate milk.
So helping others. I have a quick little story about helping others. There was an elderly couple, and I heard this on there's a Christian radio station that we like listening to, K-Love, and this is something I heard from K-Love, and I thought it was a pretty inspirational story. it was this elderly couple that were at a grocery store, and they didn't want to go in. They're just like, paranoid that they may catch the corona. And so they sat in their car, and they just kind of waited for about an hour in their car for the right person. And the right person walked by, and they said, hey, we need help over here, help. And that person came right to him and was like, hey, what's going on? What can I help you out with? And they said, we don't want to go in and shop, we don't want to, catch it or anything like that. And they found this person so trustworthy, and they just had a great face on them. The elderly couple handed them a list and handed them a $100 bill, and they said, yeah. And they came back, delivered that for them, and then went shopping for themselves after they brought that stuff back to the elderly couple, which I thought was amazing. Like, what a great story.
Wow.
That's really cool.
You can give money to somebody,
really cool.
give them a list, they go shop for me, they brought it back to them and their change, didn't steal from them, and it was just such a heartwarming, awesome story that we need more of those. Now that we have the time, my next thing on my list after helping others is slow down. Slow down. Like, what rush do you have right now that you have to get stuff done? You know what I mean?
It's like nothing right now.
Nothing right. They got nothing going on right now.
The thing is like transitioning from that, like we gotta go to, okay, I can slow down.
I got some time.
I've got time. I might have months. Like who knows?
I got weeks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I have plenty of time to do what I need to. So today I slowed down. At about 10 o'clock, I told Guyver, I was like, hey, let's play with some Legos.
Yeah.
And I haven't shown you the Lego play. Here we go.
Oh, I saw it,
Carly's got it. Carly's going to bring it over here.
Yeah.
I built this Lego fort.
Made a thing.
Yeah.
Sit it right here in the middle.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so cool.
That's what I did today.
Nice.
That's what I built today. Some fun stuff. This Lego palace. You want to kind of like spin this around? I have walls that were built and like
windows.
Normally people make straight walls on things. No, I built sideways with pieces that could create things that would go sideways.
That's so cool.
It's just it's the coolest little building that I like. He just thought I was going to make this square box house. And I created and he came over like 5 times. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Can I see that for a second?
Yeah.
You want to hand that to me? I even went as far as movable pieces, and I have a little carrying, like, so you can carry
Taking this to go, like everything
taking
else.
this to go. It flips up. Maybe it's the awning, the awning that flips up.
Little party palace
It's an
up there.
RV right there.
Exactly.
It's the RV.
Anyway,
Yeah, I wonder
Put
how
some
they're
wheels
doing.
on it.
Wonder how the RV world
But
is
here's
doing right
how
now.
my day went. I didn't have
Dude,
to.
yeah.
I didn't have to rush.
Camping.
I didn't have to rush to do anything. And my day was spent just imagining what I could build with Legos.
Is
And
that
I
a
thought it
word
was
now? Are we
imaginating.
Imaginating. We just made
Tonight it is.
we made that a
So
word.
another, I just thought of another industry. This is something I've been like really thinking about. What can I do in myself that like I can invest money into
Side
or
hustle.
Side hustle, right?
Side hustle,
What can
for
I?
real.
What side hustle can I establish that's gonna take me to where I want to be,
Wherever you want to be. Yeah.
at the end of all of this?
Yep.
Because things have to rebuild.
Hey,
Because
Brian.
everything's changing too.
Everything's changing,
Nothing's
for
staying the
sure.
same right now.
So I
Except
was
for
talking
healthcare.
to my teacher, my fiance. She's a teacher. She was talking about.
Fiance.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just about done.
We'll do the can. Keep your can on your side.
Whoa,
We'll keep your can on
okay.
our side.
I was like, when did that
Just
happen?
threw that out there.
Oh man, I say congrats, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's cool.
She was talking about one of her friends for some reason she was talking about like a store where they sell guns at. I think it's Cabela's,
Yeah,
and they're sold out of
Well,
guns.
they're
and
sold
ammunition.
out of guns. Yeah, my father-in-law was going to buy a gun the other day, and he's like, I can't get the one I wanted because it's sold out. Goes to the next one. I like this one too.
Why?
People are scared. So like right now, like imagine being in a place. I think of like what was that? Back to the Future 2, when Biff is like the president and everything is
Biff,
like
Biff.
Biff is the president.
Not
and
Belle Biv DeVoe.
not Belle
Just
Biv DeVoe, but Biff.
Yeah.
2 F's. Everything's like run down. People are breaking into houses like no big deal. That is kind of the mentality people will be thinking about because like people are out of jobs. What are they gonna do? Like, oh my gosh, I gotta make money somehow. I'm gonna break in. I'm gonna do this, whatever. But
It's terrible. It's very terrible.
Like, people are going to protecting themselves, like buying guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready for the next one, baby.
I mean, I definitely thought about it too. I'm like, I need to get like beef up my security a little bit, just because it's I didn't think I personally don't own a handgun, but I've thought about it many times, especially like right now.
Well, and with
So I've talked about it in joking.
I got 17. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, I didn't think you were a handgun guy, Britt, but
I have one
I have one.
BB gun. That's handheld.
they've actually changed the rules now because to get a handgun permit, like you have to go to the sheriff's office and you have to check and all that, and it was like $5, and they did it, right there on the spot. And now it's like you get the form, they hand it to you like out the door, you take it home, and like it's a multi-step process now
You have to do the background check for the purchase permit.
for a handgun. Like
Okay.
if you want to get a rifle or a shotgun here in Nebraska, you can buy those without the permit. To get a handgun, you need to have the
But
background
you can
check.
buy online.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I have a buddy of mine that knows
Yeah.
how to do it.
Well, you can't buy automatic. Just to clarify,
The parts?
you can buy semi-automatic stuff.
Okay.
But legally, automatics are
Fully
not.
automatic,
Yeah,
yeah.
fully automatic you cannot.
Hey,
Semi-automatic you can.
Can we talk about this next beer for just a second here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Braun Brothers. Am I saying that
Smells
one?
chocolatey.
Yeah, Braun Brothers.
I'm still having the
Braun-
heat
Braun
from that
Bros.
last
Braun
one.
Bros.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the S'mores Moo Voos.
S'mores.
S'mores Moo Voos. Smooth. No, yeah. Smooth. S'mores. Yeah, S'mores
Yeah.
Moo Voos. This is 7.7.
S'mores.
This is gonna sit heavy on that palate compared to those IPAs.
Right. This is a milk stout.
Yeah.
This is the milk stout.
This is how we're getting our milk in our diet from the heat here.
This is like the only way I get my calcium right here.
It's a cookie.
Hot calcium.
Here's the calcium.
It's, you know what this is? This
Yeah.
tastes exactly like the cookie, the caramel delight.
No, it does kind of. You're
Tastes
right.
like
The
a
Girl
caramel
Scout-
delight.
I can
Girl
pick up
Scout.
on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Very creamy, sugary, sweet, very sweet.
Speaking of that, do you want to
it's
pass
creamy.
out the milk? I'm sure that everybody probably could.
Oh, for these next ones?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we'll probably be hurting from these next ones.
we're definitely
If
gonna
that
be.
last one was like a medium range for
Yeah,
what's to
so
come.
we're stepping up
That-
to
that one burned for a little while.
21,000.
Yeah, I mean that one like
For me, anyway.
You-
So
it
I don't
hurt. It
like.
hurt.
I don't go and seek out like hot. Like I like a little.
Oh, I love it.
burn, but I don't want it to like overpower flavor.
well, it's
in it.
got to have flavor.
Yeah.
That one had great flavor.
Yeah.
And then it
Wait,
kept
wait,
on
wait. We
burning.
haven't. This isn't the 21,000. This is just the habanero
Yeah.
homebrew.
Yeah, check it out.
habanero homebrew.
Habanero homebrew. Yep.
Right, honey? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Carly knows.
But let's pass that milk around. Just,
We're getting to 9,000. So we're getting
Yeah.
to almost
This is
5 digits here.
this is big time.
well, and the weird thing was, I had the first one first. So I had to crack them open. I was like, well, I'll dab them on the
because
cracker
they're beer bottles.
because they're beer bottles, and I dabbed them on a cracker, and I thought to myself that the first one we had was actually hotter, but on the back of the bottle it says the other one's hotter. So I'm like, all right, well, whatever.
Yeah, we haven't even really. This is
And what
This
it
one
could,
doesn't smell as peppery.
what it could be too is
the way it hit you. I mean,
well,
each
yeah, the other
person's
one,
unique.
the other one had multiple peppers, and so those hit differently, like you said, like the way it hits you.
Yeah.
And like mango habanero, or
Just in
sorry,
case you
not
need
mango,
it.
Organic
habanero kind of.
I bought some
lingers
really
towards the
nice
end.
milk for y'all. I went out of
Appreciate
my
it.
way to spend $3.50 on some vitamin D
organic
whole
milk.
Organic milk.
Yep.
Dude, this smells for sure habanero. This is habanero homebrew
All right, well,
coming at you.
I think
These
it
are-
doesn't smell as peppery.
So this milk is from.
No, it has habanero
milk
for
is
sure.
from.
I was gonna say this milk is from cows that are in free range, and they're only made love to by from consenting bulls. And just
Cheers, gentlemen. Cheers.
Yeah.
it's organic, right?
You know,
taste the habanero.
I can taste it, but the first one I think was hotter. You know,
Oh,
man?
you say that now.
Yeah, habanero kicks later, and that's the thing with the other one. Because of the multiple peppers, it'll hit like across the board because we've got different type of
I
peppers.
still think that first one.
The first one was like, with the 4 peppers.
Yeah, this one
Yeah.
to me is like it like
Even on the back
It's
of the
still,
bottle, though.
it's still growing.
the temperature gauge.
to me I like
But
like-
it's-
I get the flavor right off the bat.
There's a
and,
lot of
and then
flavor.
and then the heat is slowly rising,
And that's habaneros now.
but not overpowering anything.
And this one,
No, I dig this one. I much rather dig this one than the other one.
I think this one, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
This
There's a lot
should be
more
flipped.
Flavor. Yeah.
there's a ton of flavor.
Let's do it.
Yep, flip it.
Flip that switch.
I just flipped the switch.
Well, it should be right next to the sriracha. The habanero should be right.
You know,
That's
it's yeah,
That's a hook.
it's already been done.
Dang.
Drake, yeah.
No, that one's I like that one. The last one to me was good, like right off the bat, but then it was just like that burn forever.
really like
Last
this.
one to me was my favorite
S'mores?
so far.
Yeah, like I said,
Just this one?
it tastes
Not
just like a.
not habanero homebrew, but 4 peppers or whatever.
Caramel.
Oh,
Light.
see, to me, the 4 peppers just like, whew, that was like when the pain of the heat overpowers the
Yeah.
flavor, and for me, it did.
It was that threshold for me. I was there.
hey, guys.
George is probably still going because it was like no big deal.
I'm excited about these other ones.
So I feel
We
like I
got 4
know.
more
I feel like I
flavors.
know your taste buds because when we go to Beto's, mango habanero is I would say the best tasting wing there, but I can't do like 12 of those wings. I'll do like
So good.
6 and be hurting, and I'm like that's so good.
like,
Yeah, right.
like dragon breath.
Dragon breath. I'm crying like every orifice is like pulling out. Yeah.
So I got 2 more things that just came out from the president a couple days ago. Maybe like a day or 2 ago. 2 awesome new things that are being pushed out there that are still on the good side of things. If you have student loans, he will defer the interest rates for 60 days. So 2 months, he's deferring that.
And taxes,
And taxes are now due on July 15th. instead of-
90 days extra.
That's
Nice.
nice.
Yeah,
I haven't
so-
done
I
my
wish I knew that
taxes
because I already
in
sent
over a
in.
year.
I already sent in my taxes.
Oh, you
it's
could have
like,
waited till July to do it.
I know, man. Bam, bam.
Way to be a type A.
Dude, it's like day one. I'm like, I'm putting that in.
Gotta do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, July or February 1st. Once I got all the stuff.
Well,
Yep.
I actually called my tax guy, and he hasn't called me back. And I'm like, well, I left a message. I could have.
He's a little busy.
Just blame it on
But,
him.
but now he's not going to be. He's going to have to. He's going to relax, which is fine because now he has an extra 3 months for things.
Right. All right.
I think that point that you made that everyone has to like this forces us to slow down.
Slow down.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Everything's always go
rush,
go
rush,
go
rush, rush, go, 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 go.
Always.
I gotta get there as soon as I can. I gotta finish this as soon as I can. No, slow down.
Well, the
There's-
thing
do,
with that
do
too.
it, do it right.
The thing
Do
with
it
that
right.
too is just like what you showed with what you did with your kid today. Like that's how I've treated my kids for months. You know, I'm just like, hey, we gotta do this. We gotta go to church. We gotta do this. Let's go. Then I never get to interact with the real them. They never get to see the real me. It's just like,
Because you're always busy.
yeah. I mean, like I'm good to them. They're great kids.
I put Legos together for 4.5 hours straight. Like, that's it. My son gave up. And then he came back, and then he wanted to see what I was doing. And then he went and played his games, and then he came back, and he's like, Dad's still putting Legos together. I'm like, yeah, this is so much fun. I'm using my imagination.
By the way,
and
do you
it's
guys
great.
feel that? Like on your tongue?
Well,
it's,
so-
it's burning now.
So what I was going to say is, for all those,
Still there.
Britt, you're out. You cough first.
I'm ready.
Is that a cough or is that a clear throat?
Oh, Brian's already drinking his milk.
I will say that
Nobody's drinking his milk
it's
yet.
amazing, like
Is
what
it good?
what it does, like it neutralizes it real quick. Now it's
Well,
not
it's
a
that
sustained,
vitamin D whole milk.
Yeah,
Oh, dude. Yeah, that stuff is good.
You know, so that-
It's
that-
because it's
that-
organic.
I can tell those cows have eaten probably. They didn't get in the onion patch, but it was more like a. Kidding.
The sea was a
Orange.
temperature of 98 degrees, and the seaside was sunny that day, and the clouds just dispersed enough rain for that grass to grow
This
so much.
cow enjoyed grain a lot.
All right, I'm going to bring this back on the tracks here, and
All
we're
right.
going to do myths.
Good luck. Yeah.
Myths.
We're gonna skip bad and go right to myths.
Yeah, I want to do myths first and then bad.
All right, I'm for that.
So, if you have a myth that you've heard of, throw it on the live chat. But
Yeah. We've got a few that we can discuss.
Yep. Here's the ones that I heard right off the bat.
Wasn't that smart getting everybody a roll of paper?
was.
Yes. Thank you for setting this up.
Those that don't know, everyone has a roll of towels sitting next to them just in case.
Have you? So one of my favorite memes.
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 The
Memes.
memes.
So you know this toilet paper shortage. A little side tangent. Toilet paper shortage. They took a roll of paper towels, and they took a knife, and they cut it in half.
Cut it in half, yeah.
And they were like, for more recipes, follow me on Instagram.
Oh
like, I
my
just created
gosh.
toilet paper for you.
Right.
All right.
Double up on that. I just did, but I'm good to go.
All right. So,
Just making sure our hands are clean.
Yeah, I mean, I just blew my nose. So.
as George
I
comes
wonder
back,
how-
I gotta make sure.
I wonder if our skin will dry out.
you've got aloe.
Did you see that meme about like,
got
like
aloe in it.
I've been washing my hands and putting
much
so much
alcohol.
alcohol sanitizer on my hands that I can see my 8th grade history notes.
I've seen that, yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that's
good
right,
stuff.
that's good.
That's good
There we go. Pass that around.
George, as you come back, we're going
pump,
to
pass.
Pump, pass.
we're going to get into some of the myths about the coronavirus.
Yeah.
There's a lot out there.
We're not going to the negative.
Bad is after myths.
Okay,
That is
All right.
let's do it.
This is the transition point.
Yeah, this is
And
where
now for something
this is where it
completely
gets a little iffy.
And now for something completely different.
Yes, that's right. All right, so the
In the
first
city.
one, I'll start it off here. The first one I got is: can inhaling steam kill the virus?
Fun.
No,
No.
it cannot. So your the things that create steam for you, or your
well,
the
these are the non-fictional.
yeah
You're not going into
Myths. Things that people are asking or believe in.
myths. Gotcha. Not
Not missed. Myths.
gotcha.
Yeah. You know, the other day I went out and I tried to catch fog. Missed.
Missed.
Missed it.
I love it.
All right.
I
I'll
love
drink to that. Okay.
it. Yeah.
It was a dad joke. Come on.
Yeah, that was lame, but that was pervert.
Yep. All right. Can gargling salt water, bleach, or vinegar kill the virus?
Oh, the above. False.
No. No, it cannot. No, it cannot. Can hand dryers kill the virus?
Hand dryers.
The heat from the hand dryers?
That's a thing?
That's people are
Oh
believing
my
this, right?
gosh.
No. It
They're
cannot.
like living under a hand dryer. They're just
that
like,
is a good topic to talk about for just a second.
It is.
You know how sometimes like the cold will put when it snows outside, when it's wintertime, things go away. Bugs go away, like viruses go away because they can't withstand
Mosquitoes.
the coldness of it.
It's the opposite for like viruses. Like when the
Right.
cold is here, that's when the viruses come to play.
no.
That's why we have like all the flus and everything in the winter.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, because you're cooped up indoors and
Yeah.
everybody just goes from indoors to indoors.
It's more so the interaction between
yeah,
because
yeah. So
our,
I'm indoors. We're gonna go indoors, and then we're gonna go
it's
indoors
more,
together.
It's more so the body heat of closeness, proximity. So,
All right.
Yeah.
Fair
We
play.
just need to lower our body heat index. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
not gonna happen. Now.
Everybody get a bit
6
chilly.
feet.
I'm gonna
Everybody should be
8.6.
chilly.
I'm gonna freeze myself.
So yeah, that's what blows
Everybody
me
should
away
eat chili?
is that like people think that like hand dryers like
John
that type
Roeder,
of heat.
And you know what's crazy is like
John, our father.
yes,
he
he's-
said, myth, the U.S. Army put the CCP virus in China.
Okay,
that's,
so-
that is we're gonna go
We're gonna
conspiracy.
We're gonna go to the conspiracy theories later on,
Oh.
pops. So we're
Conspiracy.
gonna.
Okay, okay,
That's
gotcha.
not a myth.
yeah, well, I would say that's more conspiracy.
That's conspiracy theory.
You're
it's,
taking.
it's on the same.
Yeah.
but
So
it's
when we
deeper
get to
level.
that last bottle, Dad, that's when we're gonna be talking about it.
and we're all burning at the mouth.
Oh my gosh,
Exactly.
we're all
Drinking
drooling.
water.
Are you
over it.
ready
Yeah.
for the next one? Or are we still waiting?
Yeah.
I told she's got the next one coming up.
So, side tangent on hand dryers. So, you know those ones that are like super, super loud and like the vortex tornado, like on your hand?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, you know that those are actually like
the
not
dirtiest things.
exactly. So, like
Yeah.
if you have something on your hand, like it aerates it and it just
It
throws
just sprays it
all
everywhere.
over. Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
yeah. So when I worked at Starbucks, it's like probably the biggest like component of like kind of what form of the business like development everything for me.
Careful, you applied for a job there.
Yeah, no, I love it. It was a big part of my like young adult growth and development as far as like what helped me to become more professional. Anyways, they just put those in, and people we had to sanitize so much then. You know when like sanitization was not a big thing because it sprayed everywhere. I shouldn't even share the story.
Let's hear it.
People,
Let's hear it.
No, it's good. That's good.
well, I'm not gonna say what location I was at, but people would take advantage of that and urinate into that and spray the out of it. It was like ridiculous.
Gross.
I'm like,
I wouldn't even think about that.
how would you even come up with that? Number one, and then two,
Wouldn't it get on yourself?
how did you escape that? That's what I was. I'm like, this dude came out covered, and
That's disgusting.
somebody missed it. One of our baristas didn't look at the dude coming out soaking wet.
Halfway down.
And super stinky because it was like,
Gross.
why would you even do that?
That
like,
is the grossest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
yeah, it's
And
terrible.
my wife is choking up over here.
All right, here's the next one.
Thanks, baby.
All right, here's the next one. We are doing the Dirty Dicks
What
hot
you got
pepper
there?
sauce.
Double D.
Oh, there is there's a position in the table where it V's down. We have these yoga mats. You see the yoga mat
Yeah,
dip?
I see it.
There's a yoga mat dip. All right.
Bring on the double D.
I don't know about the double D, but
Dirty D. Yeah, okay.
there you go, George.
So we are jumping to 21,000.
Boo.
Carly got it.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Smells like ketchup.
What, really?
Very, very hot lava ketchup.
Hot lava. Hot
There's
barbecue.
a-
Like the
Hey,
floor is lava.
We actually never gave a review on this s'mores, what is
I really like it.
s'mores?
I really like it.
Mujos. S'mores Mujos.
I have a hard time with stouts. I just don't know. It's just too...
It totally reminds me of having a
Girl Scout
Carmel
cookie.
Light. Carmel Light.
So to me, it verges on the point of being too sweet.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's
but
probably what it is for me,
it's
too.
almost too sweet.
It's
Too
a,
sweet.
It's a
Sweet.
milk.
Too full flavored. I've
It's,
got to like
it's a milk
slow
stout.
sip it.
That's why I got it.
Yeah,
Milk stout.
it's like a slow sipper for me. Like I could probably drink half, like maybe like a 6 ouncer, and I'm good
Right.
because like too much.
All right.
Well, after this, we'll go back to DDH Ferry.
Bring
Where
it
we,
on.
DDH
Oh,
Ferry.
okay.
All right, so
are we ready for the 21,000?
oh, here we go, guys. We have climbed the notch of out of 10 to now 20.
Smells so good.
I was gonna say this one I think is gonna be also in the sweet zone for me too.
It
I'll
is
let-
sweet.
Is
all
it
I-
sweet?
All I smell is vinegar. That's all I can smell.
It's
Oh.
so sweet.
This
Yeah.
is good though.
Oh, that's good.
Pass
It
that
It
bottle
hasn't
around.
hit me yet,
Kicks in.
but I'm sure it's going to hit me.
First ingredient is habanero.
Mm-hmm.
And
No,
then
that's-
mangoes and pineapples.
I taste the mango.
Pineapples,
I taste the
Yep.
mango.
mango for sure. Yep.
Some
No, I like that.
vinegar,
That's
bananas.
actually
There's
way
not-
easier than the first
Oh,
last
man.
two we had.
Yeah, that's not a lot of heat.
That's
It's
they're
a s-
tricking. I'm tricking you. I'm gonna mix them up.
Yeah.
We're getting them in the right spot though. You know what I mean? Like we kind of figured out like
Dairy
the
dicks.
first three were kind of messed up.
Well, yeah, like we said before,
Brian's gonna go dip his tongue in the water.
habanero is one of those things that will creep up
It
on
creeps
you.
up,
It
yeah.
creeps up so slowly.
Hot
what
pepper
was
That
it?
was
sauce
easy, though. That
What
with
was
a
it? Like 2
tropical
minutes
twist.
before we were talking about the.
That was 2,100. Is what they say.
Scoville? Yeah.
Scoville.
I really like this one.
That was
Wait, 2,100 or
21,000. 21,000 Scoville. I would actually put that before the two that we just had.
Let's do it.
I mean, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh,
The
whoa.
two? The two?
No, not the two.
Let's split the difference.
Well, I split it.
You wanna split the difference?
I'm with George on
I
that.
think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because this is hidden earlier. This is
We
for
switched
sure
those
hidden
two
earlier.
bottles around though, right?
We did,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
four is
The
up there.
four peppers here.
All right. So
There-
put that
there's
in the middle.
habanero homebrew.
Yeah,
Yep.
we'll put that in the middle.
I really like this one. Like I
That's
can
nice.
eat this regularly.
Yeah, like I like the pineapple on there.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
nice.
the sweet tropical flavor.
Yep.
That's really good.
I could do this.
I
Regularly.
like this one.
All right.
I really like this
So
one.
where did you get Dirty Dicks from?
I think this is my favorite.
I got so
I was waiting. I'm like, nobody?
Bangkok.
No, but for real. Like, where did you buy this? I have to bring it back in because we are.
pull the bottle real quick. That's funny. I don't think we even got into the name of this. This is called Dirty Dick's Hot Pepper Sauce.
That's why I
with a
said, where did we
tropical
get
twist.
Dirty Dicks from?
This is they're out of Massachusetts.
Yeah. So where'd you find it? Where'd you hear about it?
So over half of these bottles, I'd say all of them except for two of them, I bought on Amazon. And it was kind of funny because I had ordered them on Monday, and it said guaranteed delivery by Friday. And on Wednesday, it hadn't shipped yet. And I'm like, what's going on? And then I read about Amazon cutting their delivery people.
Yep.
And I'm like, is it even going to get here? And then it was like ship Thursday. It actually arrived Thursday evening,
Yeah.
the day before it was actually supposed to, which was great. But all these I got on Amazon, except for the two in the middle, which I got from Dave from Casual Pint.
Well, a lot of these I saw were from New York, like northeast.
This was easy. This was nothing. This was good. When you're going to leave Dirty Dick's hot sauce, it's a wait. Hold on.
Just the name.
When you're going to
Just the name.
when you're going to love Dirty Dick's. Let me
Just
clearing the sinuses.
let me start at the beginning.
cleanse the palate.
If you love bold, sweet, and spicy, then you're going to love Dirty Dick's hot sauce. It's a outstanding, extraordinary blend of habanero peppers, tropical fruits, and sweetness, plus freshly ground spices and from around all of the world. This sauce is delicious for cooking and dipping. So, yeah, that's actually really good. It's not too spicy, not too bad. It's like that. I would have that one right in the middle. I could still taste it, though.
We're getting there.
Oh, yeah. The bomb is the next one.
That's going to be a big
that
leap.
really?
That's going to be a big
That's
leap.
135,000.
Big
Oh my gosh.
So like we aren't trying to be this show. We're not trying to mimic them. I actually reached out to them and emailed them and said, "Hey, is it okay if?"
I would almost say that one is.
Yep,
behind that
I
one.
agree.
That's what I agree.
It was way easier to do on that one.
But so I reached out to this show called Hot Ones. I emailed the GM and I was like, "Hey, is it cool that we're gonna do this? I don't want to step on infringing rights, and we aren't." What they have is a show where it's heavily edited. They have movie stars on and they ask them rapid fire questions. So we're not doing that. We're actually just having hot sauces, trying them, and talking about the coronavirus. So
Which we haven't got back to that yet in a while.
Yeah, it's
Right,
been a
right.
We
bit.
were waiting for you.
Well, we got sidetracked and with the whole dad trying to talk about
Yeah.
but anyway, I just want to say that this isn't a Hot Ones episode, but if you guys do like what we're doing right here,
Check
enjoying
them out.
hot sauce, check out Hot Ones. I want to do a shout out to that show because it's absolutely funny. It's 20, 30-minute episodes. They interview celebrities and then they rapid fire solid questions at them. And the interviewer is amazing. Sean, he is so awesome. Like he does it for a job. I don't do this for a job. I do this because I just want to have some fun and drink and have fun with my friends. He does this for professional, purposes and gets paid for it. So he is on point with his questions. On top of he is eating.
What Britt's really saying is we're not.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not hot ones.
Hey,
not.
don't try to downplay you guys. So that's you guys doing good stuff here.
We do good stuff. We put good stuff out there. A lot of times people get turned off to our episodes because they're 2 hours, 3 hours long.
Mainly because of the sign tangents.
Yeah, right. But check out Hot Ones if you really want to see about eating hot sauce and talking to celebrities and actually starting to recognize what they've done without being talked about. Like he dives into some of the questions through some of these celebrities, and they're like, where did you find that? Like, how do you know about that? And he's really up on his stuff on that show. So definitely, if you really want to have a show about hot sauces, check out Hot Ones.
While we're talking about hot sauces, I just want to see where you guys land with the placement of this one right here.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with this?
That one lasted so long.
Yeah. So the
I think we can bump it
I
up.
think we can bump it up too.
Like
I
two.
think it could go
What?
to the
In
right,
between
right there.
here.
Yep, I would agree.
Yep.
Bingo. No.
I
Oh, you want to do that?
I think it's that.
Oh, so that one was way easier. You're right.
Before
yeah,
the four
so
pepper.
easy,
Yep.
a little bit. Yeah.
Yep, for sure. Yep. All right, let's get back to
I didn't run the gamut. I only had the first three, and I was like,
this is cool though because we get four-person consensus, right?
I really like that Dirty Dicks though. I am a fan.
You like Dirty
This
Dicks?
guy's engaged
George,
to a woman,
George likes the D. He likes the D.
but he also likes double D.
double D.
Yeah,
It's a double D.
D.
You gotta throw that other.
You gotta
D
throw
in
the
there.
other D. Dirty. Not. Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever.
On the DL. On the DL, right? Oh,
It's out there. It's out there.
well said there, George.
Oh.
Well
Yep.
said.
Embarrassing myself.
George.
That hot sauce was really good. Is
that
what I'm
hot
trying to say.
sauce. Oh, now I see what you're saying.
That's what we're calling it now. All right,
my
let's get
gosh.
back to myths. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one that I had was UV light. Doing UV light on the hands, and to like kill the virus on your hands.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the thing.
Yeah,
is-
I have no reference for this.
all
at
right, here's the thing is like they didn't say no. All they said is
Well-
don't do it because of like skin irritation on the. It's because UV lights and all that.
So typically, that's how people can clean their phones
Right.
today.
Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking. Like, well, does that work against something like that? I have no idea.
Yeah. So the thing with UV light is that it is very susceptible. Like if you cast a shadow, like anything below that shadow, like it's completely can't do anything. But if you put your fingers in there, yeah, it'll kill a lot of viruses on it.
Really?
So they didn't say no. All they said is don't do that. It causes skin irritation.
Yeah.
So that's
But as far
not
as,
really
like-
a myth. It's
As far as like sanitization for your phone,
Yeah.
things that are already set up for like in place.
yeah, UV lights can sanitize stuff.
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've thought about getting like a phone sanitizer
Yeah.
recently because
I
this is probably the dirtiest thing I own right now
so actually I
in
actually
multiple ways.
I actually use a wet wipe. Yeah.
Gross.
Not not the dirty.
Your wife's like, can I see your phone?
It's dirty.
It's so dirty. It asks me to do things. Yeah, that's Siri. She's crazy.
She's crazy.
She'd be mouthing off to me all the time.
Right.
No,
What? Listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
I've actually during this whole thing, like I don't like. I'm one of those people that doesn't like wash my phone as much as they should. But like during this whole outbreak, I
Yeah.
like every day. Like I have a
Oh, yeah.
wet wipe that I wipe down.
No,
my
I
phone
mean,
and all
it's-
that.
So I take a
you're
lot
way
of
more
baths,
conscious of it,
and
yeah.
I drop it in the bath with me every once in a while.
Actually, a lot of
I mean,
phones
they're
now-
water,
You have a
they're
waterproof
waterproof.
case?
Yeah.
I do have a waterproof
Well,
case.
even the phones are waterproof to a certain amount now. If you ever,
So
Certain
since
we got
since
a
2018, I think most phones are certain depth.
so we got a
Not mine.
comment from the peanut.
I'm
guy.
just kidding. I do not drop my phone in with me.
No, I know you're joking, but you could. You could take a shot. People do take
Today's the
showers.
day, guys. Oh no, not today's not the day.
All right, we got a comment from the peanut gallery here.
What did I say?
No, don't read it.
So they're actually asking about ozone, and so here's the thing: like that, there's not a lot of information out on ozone and coronavirus.
What's the actual question?
What about ozone? So I don't know. Are you guys familiar with
No.
what ozone does? So ozone does sanitize a lot of things, and actually in my
The
office
ozone layer.
right now,
Oh no, those machines.
yes,
The ozones.
and right now, actually in my the office that I have right now, I actually have a plug-in thing going, and I have ozone filtering through my office right now to kind of sanitize things. The problem is that I haven't heard whether that kills anything or not. Now, it does sanitize things in general. Like it's used to sanitize things. Whether it does that with coronavirus,
And it makes the
I don't
air
know.
smell lemony fresh.
actually, so what it smells like is like if lightning strikes and you get that positively charged air.
Yeah, right.
That's what
Neutralizes it.
yeah, that's what ozone.
Gotcha.
So that machine
Kinda
that's
smells
over
it.
there by George does the same exact thing.
The,
Over in the corner. George,
laser.
guy?
That's
over
I want
there.
to see your
over
speakers
there.
over there.
behind you, bro. Coming in hot, literally.
See in the corner by the bag?
So when you're pouring these
Made me
sauces,
sneeze.
The-
just
Oh,
sniffing
okay.
It's an
it.
ozone
you know,
machine.
these, do you,
The
like,
pla-
wear a
the-
mask or something?
It
The
almost
plate
makes
is
me
lava.
sneeze.
Da bomb.
So yeah,
That's the bomb.
So
I jumped a bomb on you.
if you guys watch Hot Ones, this is the one that just stops everybody in their tracks and says,
Really?
"Well, I'm done."
can we
And
do
there's-
can we do one more myth before we get into that one?
Sure, why not?
All right. So spraying alcohol or chlorine on your skin kills the virus.
Smells like ghost
Oh my
peppers.
gosh! Did you see the episode, or did you see the little thing where the guy was, the kid came out of
This is gonna
school and they
kill
just,
it.
Yeah, he's doing selling pumps of.
No. He sprayed his kid with stuff.
Okay, here's two things on that, Britt. One, did you hear about that?
Here you go, honey. Carly.
Okay, two things on what Britt just said.
Carly, are you gonna eat some of these wings too?
Yeah, right. So the first thing is, did you guys hear about that grade school kid that got expelled for selling hand pumps of hand sanitizer?
I did.
Ooh,
Yes,
yeah.
I did.
I was like, man, the dude is like
Ingeniator.
Yeah, he's
a
entrepreneur.
Yeah, entrepreneur, right?
Yeah. And then two, oh man, what was the second one? Like I had something, and I completely spraying alcohol, chlorine.
It's
I
the
can't think.
wing that's going to do it to you.
Yeah.
What
You know,
about the message that I said that I got from my aunt? I read it.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
Please do, George.
So
Oh my gosh,
my
I can
aunt
smell this up here.
is in St. Louis, Missouri,
You're hanging.
and she sent
And
me
I have
this.
the
It was
immediate-
forwarded
Yes.
that tonight from 10:40 p.m.
Oh yeah.
Nobody should go on the streets. Doors and windows should remain closed as 5 helicopters. 5 helicopters. They're going to spray disinfectants into the air that's going to eradicate the coronavirus.
In Omaha?
Nothing to worry
St.
about.
Louis.
This
In
is
Omaha?
in St.
Oh,
Louis.
St. Louis.
Here's
Weird.
here's the
No
thing.
coronavirus in St. Louis.
They were doing that in China, though.
Were they really?
They had people walking the streets, and they face masks and all. They were spraying the streets down. They were doing it. So this could
I wonder
be a
how
good thing.
effective that
Okay,
is.
so here's another potential myth.
What I will say to that one specifically is these are helicopters. Like if you were to say like a fire retardant drop ship, like those planes. Okay, I could see it was St. Louis is big. You know, it's not a small.
St. Louis is
Yeah,
huge.
St. Louis
Yeah.
is big.
5 helicopters is going to cover all of St.
It's
Louis.
gonna
It's gonna
No.
create an
It's
area.
going to cover one
But
neighborhood.
it's gonna cover one neighborhood, right? Exactly.
And the down jet of the helicopter is just going to make it go. Poof.
which is probably a good thing.
Right.
actually,
Yeah, I
to-
guess
to
it's a good
thing.
anticipate
Yeah.
it. But yeah, I think it to me I call BS just because it's helicopters.
Absolutely.
If it was like the fire retardant planes that they used and they're dropping like
massive.
like, we're gonna coat the stuff in hand sanitizer. I mean, all right.
yeah.
Everybody out there slipping and
Hand
sliding around.
sanitizer everywhere. I need that government
Things are too
contract.
slippery in this neighborhood.
Oh,
That's why the
aloe
shelves.
vera.
That's why the shelves are empty from hand sanitizer. They're loading
It
on this
smells
plane
so
right here.
hot.
Yeah, this is gonna terrorize people.
You were going to say something, though, right before we were going to do this.
I forgot what it was.
It's all right, let's have
it's gonna
this.
come up at some point.
Well, all
Are,
right.
we, are we sure we're ready for this?
We're going to,
Let's
guys.
go.
Hold on. Does everybody have a beer too?
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
out.
Oh, you're
Oh.
out?
So is George.
I'm out.
All right.
There's some right there.
Yeah.
Is there some there?
No,
Come on.
ain't none. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah,
Moving
Carly's
on to the
right.
next
I don't
one.
like that kind.
Okay.
You
Here's
don't like it? I liked it.
here's the
What's
si-
this?
here's the side hustle. That's what's left of the side
Oh,
hustle.
okay.
So
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm so down with that.
Before we get
I'm
into
down
this
for
next
a
one.
good side hustle.
It's got a like.
Hit
a
me up
heat-
if you got one.
Like a. I'm
Dude.
getting a little more vinegar and heat. I like all
A
these like.
little more heat.
Yeah.
This is like
A lot more
4
heat.
times what
It
we've had
smells
already.
like ghost pepper.
George, I want to be greedy here. And
I've actually had.
Don't.
Take
So
it. I'm good.
I went on a camp out once and somebody brought ghost pepper cheese, and like we took a bite of it like to see what it
That
was like.
sounds amazing.
So by itself, ghost pepper cheese is like over the top, but you put it on a burger,
Oh,
really?
amazing.
ghost pepper cheese.
yeah,
amazing.
never done it.
Yeah.
Never
So by
heard of
itself
it.
is like you can't don't put it on a cracker.
Do you think like Hy-Vee has this cheese?
I don't know where they got
Yeah,
it,
okay.
but it was.
I've had some habanero seasoning, like habanero sea salt. It's the best thing on chili. Amazing,
I bet it's great.
amazing.
Well,
all right.
here's now we're gonna step into the bad
It was
side
nice
of
to know
Corona.
you, fellas.
It's-
It was really nice to know you.
ya.
Right. Yeah. This is
Yeah.
where are we at? We're at 135,000. We are now in the 6 digits.
It tastes like burning.
Tastes like burning. Habanero is the first ingredient.
Like all I taste is Bernie.
Chipotle
Dude, this is killing.
puree.
I'm about to choke.
You want to put
Yeah,
that up
there's-
front, and I'll zoom in on
To
it.
me, there's no flavor. It's just like hot. It's just like
There was a second where it was the flavor.
He's laughing. Yep.
Wow.
That's hot. It's hotter. It's hotter.
Still going.
Take your lid off, I'll get some more water.
That is very, very Bernie.
Well, we got 2 more of those.
Take your lid off, I'll get you some more water.
Woo!
Listen, thank you.
Very, very hot.
Do some bread.
Bread.
It's hot.
You guys need water?
Oh, wow.
Bring down some bread? Is that the...
Like I'm crying. It's so hot.
Yep, me too.
I'm gonna suck on this ice cream for a while.
Hold it tight, Brian. Alright, you're got enough now.
All conversation has stopped.
So you think bread's gonna help? I got some bread.
Nope.
Nope. This is real.
Insane.
Hey, bring that yogurt out.
Yeah.
Wow.
A little bit of yogurt. Yogurt cheers it up. Oh, actually, that's not that bad. No, it's still bad.
The yogurt.
Thank you.
I don't even know where to go with this. I don't even know how they do this on the show.
You're being red.
Oh, I'm sure I'm beat red.
I'm done.
Me too.
Oh, man. That was insane.
Well, it's insanely hot. That's no joke. We literally can't carry on with the show right now. It's just like,
How's the comment section?
just burning. It's on fire. I mean, I wonder how Hot Ones does it. I wonder how they do have a lot of like cut edit stuff going on.
Woo! I am crying so much right now.
I know.
Me too.
Oh.
This is good.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. We'll just put the music on for a second.
Little applesauce.
Oh man.
Woo!
I can't imagine how they do that show. I don't even know if I want to do the
gets
last
hotter?
two. It gets hotter and hotter each time.
People's reaction.
That is so bad.
All right, now to talk about the bad.
Oh, it's so bad.
The kids are home all day, every day.
No break.
No break. That's as bad. All I got.
What about helping your friends who have to work but their kids are home? And they're bad.
Ooh.
So bad.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That's why I turned up the volume of the music, because this music's actually kind of...
The water went down quick. You guys
You want to pass some more milk over here, Brian?
I feel like the bomb is
The Bob.
it's like an atomic bomb.
Oh.
I'm done. I don't want to go any hotter.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll slow it down here for a second. This is live. I love it. Completely unedited.
So hot.
It is. That's no brainer. That's no joke. I just want to have an ice cube in my mouth like the entire time.
That's so bad.
This is terrible. Don't do it. Don't do it. Well, oh, that ice cube is nice. Sorry for the lack of communication with you guys right now. But all of our mouths
Look at the comments. The comments
are
blowing
on
up.
fire. Yeah. Comments are on fire right now because we can't talk. I'm shaking a little bit.
So bad.
Give me some more milk.
Yep.
Yep, there you go. There it is for you.
One cap full of Pepto and a bunch of Tums,
It's a good idea. Tums do coat your mouth.
just in case.
I don't even know where to go with this.
John Roeder said time for ice cream.
Unfortunately, I didn't buy that.
Linda said they're too busy in the ER.
Yeah, they are.
Corona, we just ate hot sauce. You guys are gonna never get
When I have cold water in my mouth, it feels great. As soon as I swallow that cold water, it all just comes rushing right back.
Yep.
You guys want more bread?
Oh no, the bread actually kind of makes it hotter. kind of don't like the bread. I don't even know if we're gonna make it through this one. Well, another bad thing is places are closed. Like right now, our show is closed right now because we're all trying to recuperate.
Blame it on the coronavirus. So
I'm not gonna blame this one on the coronavirus. I'm gonna blame this one on the bomb. I'm the only one left here? How is this?
so hot.
All right. Well,
This video's about to go viral though.
all right.
For real.
We've only got a few people left here. We've lost Matt.
Matt
Matt is done.
He's thrown up in the bath.
There's a upstairs. You can use the restroom upstairs, Brian, if need be.
I feel like that's a huge jump.
That was the biggest jump we've had.
My body is trembling.
It's all like just coming out everywhere.
Into everything. That's a vaccine for life.
For real.
Oh yeah, there you go. There's the vaccine.
Take that, coronavirus. The bomb. It's gonna end it all. Welcome back.
Fire?
Yeah. Holy cow. Dude. That like
Well, we've done it, and now we've done it. Yeah, no, we
Mad Dog 357.
we don't need to go that high.
Maybe another day.
Maybe another day. But we do need to get back to this talk
yeah.
when we can, and just talk about the bad side.
Yeah,
I'm like every time I breathe out of my mouth, I'm like,
it's not that bad right now. But it was really bad for a second there.
I'm still trembling.
Ugh.
Yeah, my mouth is still burning.
I mean, ugh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's still burning.
you got a bad side for it? You got a bad thing for us?
A bad thing?
Bad thing from Corona.
The economy?
Suddenly he's got the coronavirus.
Yeah, everybody got the coronavirus right now.
Yeah, right?
People are dying.
Oh, look at my chest.
Everyone's
are
coughing. People are, yeah.
No, I think the worst thing is the economy.
People are saying tomorrow we're gonna suffer.
Probably. What was that music? Hey. Okay. All right. Wow.
Yeah. So
I like can't even eat anything right now either. I'm just like my stomach is even. Yeah.
And we only have little tiny.
Right. Ugh. That's bad.
when I hold water in my mouth, it feels so much better.
Yeah, when I was chugging water, it was great, and then I stopped. Is that milk all gone? No, I don't want any more. Because I'm not going to eat anymore.
That was horrible.
That was too much.
So bad.
Don't ever do the bomb.
I feel like that's worse than the triple atomic.
Have you done the triple
From
atomic?
Quaker, yeah.
I've never done it. I've done a lot, I've done a lot of hot challenges, and I've never tasted anything. That was just a little nugget.
Do you have a popsicle?
Oh my gosh. I'll take one of these. Thank you.
Popsicle?
Mhm.
Would you mind?
Shoot, dang.
Pass the scissors around.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Carly, don't try it.
Thank you.
Don't do it. I don't recommend that for anybody. Oh, I don't want anybody to endure the pain I just went through. Oh my gosh.
I'm like, do I have a jacket? I'm like trembling. Why am I cold?
Because your body's trying to like.
You'll get through it.
You'll get through
it. Or I might die.
Oh my gosh. That is bad.
I think a popsicle help.
Yeah.
I think so.
I like don't even want to do anything right now. Like did me in
So bad.
so many ways. Popsicles are good. Popsicles are really good.
Red popsicles help a lot.
Ugh.
Popsicles help.
Man, what the world happened to us?
Oh,
The bomb exploded.
yeah.
Yeah. Destroyed.
Obviously, you could not handle that one.
No.
Brian, have you ever had one of these before in your entire
No.
life?
Oh my!
You know how to rip it like that. He rips it down the side.
He's gonna eat it like a hot dog. What?
Throw the whole thing in.
Oh my gosh.
That was so hot.
I've never been so messed up
Here, Britt.
by heat.
Oh, I got it.
Me neither.
I know how to rip these things.
Oh, yeah. We're good. Everyone's panting when they talk.
Where's my jacket?
Dude, yeah, I saw your
sitting
JSMB
on
jacket. Yep.
Sitting on it.
There it is. I see it
Oh.
on your left arm. Yep.
This is so good right here.
Yeah. Popsicles are good.
Oh, that's so good.
No,
So
for
much.
sure.
I think it's a 180.
You guys ready for a 357?
No.
No.
So bad.
Yeah, I'm tapping out.
Yeah. After
I'm
that
sorry.
one, after
that
that
was
one.
bad. Well, they only say that is 135,000 Scovilles.
135
They're
to
lying.
167.
They're lying.
Gosh, no, that seems way low. Because that, like, Devil's Toe, that wasn't even that bad. Like,
No.
compared to that.
Guys,
No, it
this
wasn't.
stopped the show literally for like 20
Holy
minutes.
crap.
We were walking around pacing,
I
not
spent
knowing
like
what to do.
20 minutes in the bathroom trying to get my life in order. So, like, visions and stuff. It was so bad.
I think I threw up in my mouth once or twice.
Oh,
Holy crap.
I feel a lot better now.
That destroyed me.
it's still burning in my mouth.
Oh, yeah, there's still a linger for sure.
I think I've had enough beer, milk, and water, and popsicle, and everything.
Dude, everything-
I even had some Tums. You guys want some Tums?
No, I'm good right now.
Yeah. Had some Tums just in case.
John said that's what lava tastes like.
That is literally what a volcano tastes like for sure.
That is,
But
though.
it gets hotter.
Oh, it keeps going and going. Ugh.
I don't know that I can do that.
Well, the
holy
thing-
cow.
The thing with that one is I didn't taste much like flavor at all. It was
Burn.
straight burn off the
Actually-
bat.
Oh.
There's maybe like a first second. Oh, this doesn't taste bad. Burning.
I looked around the table and everybody's eyes were watering.
So when I went to the bathroom, I came out and looked at myself. I'm like, oh shit. I mean, sorry.
It's all right. No big deal.
At this point, that's the right word.
Yeah,
That is the correct word to use.
it was bad. It's just. I came out a different man.
Speaking of bad, another bad thing is layoffs and furloughs.
Yeah.
So there's three of
So
us that are
bad.
sitting at this table that have been laid off or been furloughed. I mean, it's, you were saying it earlier, it really affects the economy. So has been a horrible thing for the line of work that we're in, let alone the people that just live every day to day because of that paycheck. So I mean, that is a horrible thing. It's a really bad
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Another thing is
You probably couldn't do that again if you tried.
I don't know why it's still okay that we can go to the store or we can go to the supermarket,
Because they have to.
but we can't go to restaurants or we can't go to funerals or we can't go to things of that nature. Like, why can't we do that?
And you think about all the people that touch your basket.
Right? At the supermarket.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody has those wet wipes anymore because it's like a thing that's people are stealing the wet wipes.
Oh yeah.
People are stealing them.
No, for real though.
Like
So bad.
I'm not joking.
I
Bring
haven't
your
gone
guns.
to a grocery store that has had them recently. Like they're all out, or like I see a pile of them over there that like people brought their own in or whatever it is. But yeah, it's like the generalization of hand sanitizer of like stations or wet wipes is pretty much taken advantage of to the point where like somebody stole that, you know. So yeah, it's a crazy time.
What about people getting sick and dying?
Death.
The death. That is probably one of the bad
The
things.
worst.
That's all right.
Right up there.
I'm just kidding. No, it's bad. It's really
bad.
bad. You know, I haven't experienced it. I think probably the video that George showed us is probably the closest I've seen to somebody being affected.
Yeah. Well, I don't have
on
any
like a
friends or
personal level.
relatives. Yeah, I don't have any friends or relatives that are. I'm good, that are being affected by this. So I really don't know. Yeah, I don't have any strong answers to why or how or what it does to you until George sent that to me. So shout out to you, buddy.
Thanks. Christina said people are stealing toilet paper from rest stops.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's a
Oh,
real
yeah.
thing.
that's a thing for sure.
Yeah, because
talking
usually
about-
in the rest stop there'd be like 3 or 4 toilet paper rolls within one box. You know what I mean? Because once it's done, it goes down to the next one or rotates around to the next one. So people.
I mean,
like,
what's crazy is, as I won't say what restaurant I went to, but I went to the restroom at this restaurant, and they had a roll sitting on top as like a backup, and the thought crossed my mind of someone's gonna take this. If it's not me, it's somebody else. I didn't take it, but
So you took it.
I will neither deny nor. I'm just kidding. No, but it's weird. It's really weird that we've come to that of it started off as a trend of those people who kind of foresaw this before some of us and were selfish enough. You guys have seen some of the pictures of people blasting other people on Facebook. This is a bad thing.
yeah.
Of literally throwing people, like, it's good and bad. People have been standing up to these toilet paper bullies or, like, you know, hand sanitizer bullies who go and take the entire store full of hand sanitizer or toilet paper
It's horrible.
to take it for themselves and then possibly profit from it, selling it on Amazon or selling on eBay, whatever it is. And so you see those pictures of people on Facebook or whatnot. That's also bad that they're doing that, but it's also, I think it's terrible how people are like,
Monopolizing on this.
yeah, monopolizing on this. And then also, I just hate the response
Bashing
to
each other.
bashing each other. Like, oh, Sally Jane, don't be like her. She's a boop boop boop. Like just throwing her under the bus.
How's
Like,
that again?
yeah, those are supposed to be
How was
those
that
are,
again?
those are supposed to be bleeps, not robots. Boop boop, like that type of bleeps. That's not robot. Toot, toot, toot. But yeah, I just hate that people are also, throwing like maybe they are one OCD where they literally use like a roll per bathroom outing, whatever it is. Whatever it is, like you don't know their situation. They don't. It's just like people were throwing punches left and right with that scenario. Anyways, yeah, it's bad for sure.
Guys over there still like it's not in my
My
mouth
mouth
anymore.
is still burning.
No, it's not
No.
bad for me.
Not bad for me anymore. It's hard to get a hold of businesses. Like, because they're laying off people and because they're furloughing people and because businesses are putting a temporary hold on things, it's now harder to get a hold of some businesses, not all, but some.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
So,
I just think it's
Burning.
we're in like a weird transitional period in America, the world, globally, I would say. It just seems like globally, because everyone's going into this with like the same outlook that this is not good. You see a ton of layoffs, you see a ton of sickness, you see a ton of like deaths, and it grows at such a rapid pace. Like you see kind of like what we talked about with Italy, and then you see like some highlights in America, stuff like that, or like in China, them celebrating. You see people having empathy and understanding what people are going through across the globe, which is, I guess I would say, put that in a good thing, that people are kind of coming on the same level of like, we're all in this together. Like, what I went through is what you're going through, but at the same time,
we're not going to do that. We're not.
There's no sauce. It's just plain chicken.
Oh, just plain chicken?
oh gosh,
All right. I can do plain chicken.
I got scared for a second.
What is this?
I said no.
Just plain chicken.
Ugh.
Even the plain chicken's still hot, though.
You right? Everything is still hot. But yeah, it's just such a unique time. There's a lot of good. There's a lot of bad. There's
Take the good, you take the bad. Now
well,
hey,
the
facts of life.
the world. This is probably a unique time for this to happen, because this is where you see how our world operates on such a global level now. Like both socially, like businessly, is that a word? Businessly?
Businessly.
Business.
Well, what we're seeing, though, is also the news getting the one-up on pushing fear.
That's a big thing.
a
I would say
big
that's
thing.
bad.
Like, they get to... This is what they do for a living, is... Fear draws the numbers, because people want to know what's going on, they want to watch what's going on, and they want to know what's going on in society, and they get to literally blow it so far out of proportion as much as they want, because they can, and people are just going to believe it.
Well, that's the thing too, is I would say off the bat, I was probably resistant to the fear push, because I could see it as that, but there is some truth to it, and that's what took me a long time to see. Like, I was probably like, oh, this COVID-19, it's gonna
No
be
big deal.
it's gonna be like another flu season. It's gonna be bad. I'm pretty sure I actually said that at one point, but that was because the media, and I know how they portray things, I was like, they're way overdoing this. And I took the exact opposite response. Instead of seeing what's the truth in this, there is some truth that they display, but then there also is a ton of hype and like this distortion to the truth. And so it's just like, well, what is the truth? What can I learn from this? How is this going to affect my future? You know, and so it's just one of those things where, yeah, media
Is blowing this up.
terrible. It's terrible. And so what's nice though,
That's their favorite
The
thing to do is
CDC
talk about fear.
the CDC has I don't know if this is from the government giving them like probably like a really high pedestal right now. I don't know how often you guys check the CDC page like now versus like 6 months ago,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Like every day now.
Every day now versus like what's this? I knew what CDC was, but like I would not look at that page like
For
but
no
they
reason.
for no reason, right? But they are the authority, and they have the world's attention because they are probably the one true source. And I would say the media, for me, has less of a stronghold as far as how much weight they have.
You know, speaking to that, I am kind of surprised that the servers at the CDC have held up with the amount
Oh
of traffic.
yeah, no,
If you
you're
think about
right.
The amount of traffic,
I didn't even think about
there's
that.
got to be at least 100-fold.
Yep,
Easy.
dude, you're talking global
Yeah.
weight on that server.
Yeah. And they held up.
Gosh.
Like I've never been to it and haven't been able to get to it.
Yep, right.
Like it's I've always been
I
on.
didn't even think about that because it's just like I gotta know what's going on.
Yeah, that's something that people forget like until it happens. Like you go to a website and you can't
yeah.
get into the website.
I mean, I think about Amazon when it's Amazon Prime Day.
oh jeez.
And you can't buy anything because
What do you mean it's not 2 days free shipping?
What do you mean I can't buy this because it like sold out? But I was the first one there. Nah, you weren't.
No, yeah. You weren't waiting in line 6 hours ago.
What about the impact on like global international travel?
Yeah.
That's gotta be huge
That was
there.
literally my next one. Travel restrictions.
Nice.
It's funny.
Yeah.
That is funny.
So
They
Like-
have declared it.
yeah, so we all know that
Thank
like
you, honey.
internationally it's not just good to travel anywhere now, and if you do, there's going to be lots of questions.
Yeah.
And, you know. But I got a
And
friend.
if you leave,
Even
will
isolation.
you get back in?
Yeah.
yeah. So I've got a friend of mine that's in information securities, and he's privy to a lot of information, and he forwards me stuff that's not classified, that's allowed to pass through or whatever, but it's still stuff that like the general public doesn't know about.
Yeah.
And I do kind of want to get into some of those. One of them, when you're talking travel restrictions. So domestically, the U.S. military has been banned from traveling domestically. So if you have a change in duty station or if you have any
You said
training,
duty.
yeah.
Interesting.
So any training that requires travel has all been canceled and all that stuff.
Whoa.
And that's the U.S. military domestically, not internationally,
Right.
just within our borders. 27 states have enacted their national guards. New York State is looking to enact martial law. It's the state with the highest number of confirmed cases.
Really?
They have over
I
10,000
thought
right now.
Seattle was or Washington. Yeah.
New York,
Has-
over
has-
10,000 cases.
Okay.
And actually, as of Friday, the Department of Health and Human Services will stop. They will stop putting out numbers as far as what we're seeing for numbers for this. So
CDC told me I got to do this.
no, they said actually wash your hands.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, the Department of Health and Human Services is not going to like actually put numbers out as far as the number of.
I feel like I can't get the corona now that I've had the bomb. I think I had it, and I've passed it through my system already
Oh
now.
my gosh, it's so true. Feel glorious. No, I don't.
California has issued a shelter in place. You know what's next after shelter in place?
Martial law.
Pretty much.
So that was actually literally my next thing on my list. This is a martial law kind of thing right now.
So, explain to me what you mean by. I understand like martial law, but in this scenario, what is that exactly?
So that's forcing you to be in your home and not out in the general public and not conform to any group social setting. It is martial law. You cannot.
Using the National Guard to enforce a curfew, whether that's
Yeah.
either sheltering in place and not leaving your home or having like you can only be out from like noon to 5.
So have they gone as far as like I've heard China for a while there
was
That's why it was locked down so quickly in China, because they were like literally locking people into.
they were
apartment
locking people in. They
Yeah.
were using Army or National Guard. Whatever
Italy.
they had. Yeah.
Italy.
Well, they
Italy is locked down right now.
Well,
You
that's
can't
be-
go out your home.
Yeah, but they're like, if you look at the numbers, like in China, we think it was so bad in China, they were losing 150 people a day in China, which is in Wuhan. I'm just not talking China as a whole. I mean Wuhan, China, the
Mecca.
epicenter.
Yeah,
There are 11 million people in Wuhan, China, which is a lot of people. I don't know what Italy has. If only we had a device connected to the Wealth of Human Knowledge where we could find that. But Italy, like, they're losing 649 people a day. It's crazy. Like, they're breaking records. Like, I remember when they tied China. I remember like when they doubled it. I remember when they tripled it, and now they're like, it's crazy.
And like you say those things, but then also right now, UK, their cases are surpassing Italy.
Yeah.
Obviously, China and Italy, and now the UK is also has more cases, and it's just everything is exponential. You know, like you've got China, their growth, and Italy, and now the UK, and it's just one of those things where it's just like, I'm glad we had the foresight and the wisdom to like start to lock down things. I still don't think we're taking it seriously.
no, we didn't.
Like, not in the same
and,
level.
And here's the problem: is what I see. Like,
I mean, we're still hanging out here. That
Yeah, right
that
over
speaks
there,
to
George.
that speaks to
right now, but like if you think of just the sheer mass of
System shutting down.
The
yeah,
bomb
I mean if you're just
shut me down.
yeah, dude, it blew up.
if you're just talking about the sheer land mass of the United States, it's yeah.
What's that?
Just in case.
Thank you. Yeah, no, for real.
With the United States, like a lot of people think that like we can lock it down quickly and all that, and the problem is like that time is come and gone.
Yep.
And we are at a point where every single state, all 50 states, DC, Puerto Rico, Guam, and the U.S. Virgin Islands all have confirmed cases.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And so here's what's crazy. One of the kind of funny stories within this little dark area that we're in right now, West Virginia. West Virginia, a couple days ago, declared a state of national emergency on all 55 counties within the state of West Virginia. And at that time, they had 0 confirmed cases. Yet
What?
yeah, it's like, what are you doing? But then the thing is, like, now they have one. So, like, I mean, everybody's related in West Virginia. So
It's like here in Omaha. I
I don't mean that, West
been
Virginia. I
getting-
love you.
I've been getting updates of the governor, or we're gonna wait until we have 2 confirmed cases.
Yeah.
We already do.
Of community spread.
We already
before
do.
we shut everything down.
And they already
It's
did.
like, why are you waiting?
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
by
they-
the
they need-
hour, things are getting worse.
Yeah, but they just needed a litmus test, or they needed a line. Okay, what line can we cross? And then we say that's
1% of
that's
the
enough.
population.
That's enough. And
I-
it was 2
I
kids.
felt like it was an inevitable thing. It's gonna happen eventually.
for sure.
Just
Just do it now.
Shut it down.
Right. Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
I've heard people say that like 6 in 8 people have coronavirus without knowing.
Oh yeah. Right.
So it's like, at what point? I mean, to me, the only thing that makes sense is that we are just delaying it to help ease the burden on the medical field, and that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Is that they don't want hospitals and doctors' offices to be overrun, so they're just trying to delay as long as possible to hope to come out with a vaccine, which apparently is going to be 12 months or more. So I don't know that they can delay it.
Well,
Which
I
is
think-
weird because China's got something going on already.
Well, they don't have a vaccine. They have something that they're trying, but they don't have a vaccine. Like when I say vaccine, the problem is not the problem. In China, like I don't know if you watched some of those videos at the beginning, like they were literally welding people into the apartment complexes. They're welding doors shut in apartment complexes.
wow, really?
And there were yeah, absolutely. You can look it up. YouTube. There were people like in
I have a window that opens.
They like won the door. Like
I just go through the window.
Yeah,
there.
but I mean, if you have somebody if you have people welding your door shut, I'm pretty sure that you got that place like on lockdown.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sorry you don't have food. We're locking this
Yeah.
apartment complex down.
If you are on the
That's
street, we will
crazy.
shoot you.
Yeah. But and another thing that
I
we
will
don't
shoot
see.
you. I will fight you.
Do you remember those videos, like originally, like the original videos out of Wuhan, China, where like people were dying in the street, like literally falling over dead in the streets, and that's the only place that we see that. It was in Wuhan, China.
I apparently have
and-
never seen these
Yeah.
Chinese videos.
And those
that.
numbers, I mean, to me, like I'm like, I remember seeing those on YouTube, the videos of people dying in the streets in Wuhan, China, and at the most it was 150 people per day, which is a lot of people. But when you compare it to the billion people in China, or even the 11 million people in Wuhan, China, that's a very small number. And I don't want to make it seem insignificant. There are a lot of people dying from this. But then you look at Italy, and it's like 650
More than
people
are dying from eating
Yeah.
yogurt.
But you're not seeing people die in the streets
saying.
in Italy. Like
Yeah.
you're seeing the truckloads of people, but you're not seeing like people just falling over dead in the street.
Right.
So it's just a crazy time that we're in right now.
So another bad thing is they are canceling big events, which the three of us know very much about. They're closing down large gatherings. And hold a seminar or a summit or a
Concerts.
that was the next thing. Concerts and big events are getting canceled. So like people that had tickets to things, I can't fathom what Ticketmaster and StubHub and SeatGeek are doing right now, because it's like refund city, or it's like we don't need to refund you. It's going to move to another date, you know. But then the question is, well, can you make that next date? You know,
Right.
you know.
Is that gonna be like 6 months or like 2 years?
Yeah. So, I mean, I understand businesses living on cash flow and income, and they right now have zero income, and it's all cash flow out, not in.
Yep. Yeah.
So it sucks.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, and too, like anybody who is a fan of sports or watches like sports,
Oh, yeah.
everything is reruns
So
right now.
that's
What's-
another
Like
thing.
the ESPN is like
The
what
Ocho.
channel is that, you know?
Speaking of that,
On Friday, I was so surprised to actually see a sports section in the World Herald.
Huh? There
Like-
was.
Like, what do you like? are
What
you-
was
are,
it?
Are you recapping the
Yeah.
videos that were rerun from the College World Series 2019? I mean,
Here was my favorite sports in my entire lifetime.
online poker and
Yeah.
online
And
chess.
esports. That's
yeah,
the thing.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
There's a Fortnite battle that
Yeah.
happened the other night.
Fortnite really whooped some tail. So good
I'm
job.
ready for another beer, bro.
All right.
Oh man,
Is that about the
Nurse
last one?
is-
Yeah.
nurse
Well,
over here.
We could do the DDH if we wanted to.
Yeah. DDHFN,
Yeah, buddy.
the nectar of the fairies.
Double dry hopped.
Is that what that is?
That is what
Nectar
that is.
Double
Fairy?
dry hop fairy nectar.
Terrible name, great beer.
I remember the last time I had fairy nectar. Well, it wasn't the last time I had
Did you
fairy
fly?
nectar. The first time was on the show. I had a little too much.
It'll sneak up on you because it's pretty potent with the double dry hop. It's what's the ABV on that?
Percent.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
You're talking middle of the road there. But it's
pass
so
it that way.
delicious. I'm good for right now. I've got my milk beer and I'm gonna stick
Yeah,
with
I
that.
had to put the milk beer off to the side. I'm like, ooh,
It is sweet. It is so sweet.
it's so filling.
I mean, yeah, I'm from
It's
the
good, but it
the,
is sure
the beer
filling.
to the milk that I chugged, the water, like everything. My stomach is just like, you gotta stop for a second.
What did you just do?
Dude,
What's-
it's like, oh yeah, that's hurting right now.
dude, what just happened?
what just happened?
So
you gotta stop.
what are the chances
Are we in
can
training
go
for
back
something?
to one of these sauces?
Oh,
Oh, that's your call. If you want to go back to a
I'm
sauce, you
done.
just tell the cook.
yeah. I am like that was painful. That was so painful, and I just
No.
don't wanna go back.
I don't want to try the other two.
Yeah, he's not gonna continue. Probably right.
Do you have something that's in the ketchup to water range? That's what I'm looking for.
So
He likes dirty dicks.
Dirty Dicks
Dirty
is,
Dicks.
is
Likes
my
Dirty-
favorite.
He likes the
Dirty Dicks is my favorite.
Dirty dick. Dirt. What? First and last time I'll ever chant that.
So enough for
It's a first here on the podcast.
the
Yeah, hopefully
another
it'll
bad
last.
thing
Yeah.
right now is money's tight.
There's number one.
Oh,
It is for a lot of people.
I'll get down.
So for a lot of people, the money is tight.
Thanks, Carl.
For a lot of people that are out of work, that are have been furloughed or laid off, it's right now. It's a really good time to conserve and
Take it to
not
the head.
just to put a straw in it, man. Just
I might as well, right? Should have just chugged the bottle.
you want to everything that you're buying right now. You want to make sure that you're money is going towards exactly what you need it to. Like even
Right.
down to like we found out a couple years ago. Not that we don't love Hy-Vee and we don't shop there. We do. We still shop at Hy-Vee all the time, but we shop more at Aldi than we
Aldi's
do
great.
Hy-Vee because Aldi saves us so much more money. Like we
Aldi's
can fill our
great.
cart for $120.
Yep.
Where Hy-Vee it's like
Like 200
$300.
bucks.
Yeah, $200-$300 to fill my cart there. So like you just start to prioritize where your money is going.
You gotta figure like the accountants at like Aldi are like, what just happened? What,
Yeah,
how
right.
did we attain all this? It must have been the advertising dollars that were
Yes.
at work. Oh wait, there's Corona.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's at home. trying to
Nobody
save-
nobody has jabs right now.
That's
yeah.
right. Yep. My
They have great food there though, so like I'm not gonna downplay that.
no.
So I had a situation today. We went to the grocery store. And I'm not the most frugal person by any means. We went to Hy-Vee, which Hy-Vee prices are steeper than
Yep. Walmart.
most places.
They got good
Yeah.
quality food though, so
it's
I'm
like
not gonna
Hy-Vee,
disagree.
Great quality.
Walmart, then like Aldi.
But we were watching Grey's Anatomy, and it was an episode where they were eating breakfast burritos, and I'm like, I'm really craving a breakfast burrito.
Yeah.
Should have
And
just
it's-
popped over to my place. I would have thrown one out the window.
For
Right.
real. I should have hit you up. Instead of like going out, Lena's is my place to go, and I hope that they're still doing
Lena's
well.
is so good.
It's so good. I hope they're still doing well in all of this. But instead of going to Lena's for a breakfast burrito, we're gonna get the ingredients and make our own.
Wow, good
Yeah.
for you.
And
Make it
it's-
last longer.
But steak is so expensive.
Steak
Even
is expensive.
still,
yeah.
Yep.
it's like $6.99 per pound.
Yep.
I got 2 pounds of steak.
It almost
was
makes
like
sense sometimes to go
$16.
Yeah, it almost makes sense still to go out to eat.
Well, if you want one breakfast burrito, and like next week I'll do one. It's hard to make like 12 breakfast like if you were at home and you made 12 of them
Yeah.
and you spread that out
Yep.
over the week, great. I mean
Then it's cheaper.
yeah, absolutely.
But if you're trying to make one, yes,
Yeah,
it's expensive.
that's all I wanted.
That's why I make
Yeah.
16 to 20 at a time.
Right.
Because it's cheaper.
I'm more of an Abelardo's breakfast burrito kind of guy.
Ooh, I've never had those.
Abelardo's. Oh, they're gigantic. They're like a foot long. I mean, they're
Try
huge.
Lena's, you'll never go back.
Where's the Lena's?
The
Because
one,
Abelardo's is everywhere.
the one I go to is 72nd, just south of Harrison.
Okay,
Yeah,
a little
it's
south.
really
a little
good.
south.
There's one closer to us. Gosh, what is that? 120th and maybe between somewhere Blondo and Maple ish.
Okay, like are you talking like taxis? Or are you talking more like Pepper Jacks? That's 120th and Blondo right there.
I'm trying to think of where it is exactly. I haven't been to that one in a while.
Okay. I'll have to. I mean, I'm sure I can look it up online
Yeah,
and find
yeah,
out.
but
Write
they
that
have
down.
two locations I go to. The one he's
I
talking
like
about.
Lena's way better than Abelardo's.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. See, to me,
Breakfast
like,
burritos, I would say the same, but I haven't had Abelardo's. I've had Abelardo's like
yeah,
meals.
yeah. Well, and they used to be like $5. Now they're up to like $6,
Yeah,
between 6 and 7.
pricey for steak.
A
Yep.
dollar more.
That's right.
Money's tight. Also, toilet paper's tight. What? No, actually, Omaha's not too bad.
It's not that bad.
Somebody told me, I think I was talking to John, and he was like, yeah, I was at Costco on Saturday.
You went to like 9 different stores.
And he's like, I can't find toilet paper anywhere. And I was there on Sunday, literally the next day, and there was like stockpiles of it. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. There was plenty of toilet paper everywhere I went.
I
I
was
feel
at,
like the time you go makes
The
a big
time you go,
difference.
yeah.
Like you go at 5 o'clock, you know,
Well,
you
yeah.
go at 9 o'clock when they first open. Yeah, it's going to dwindle.
Well, I even went to the Target by my house after work on like Wednesday or something. No, it must have been Monday. Probably Monday. Anyways, and they, I got like one of the last rolls there. Not rolls, pack of rolls. And I
roll.
I would like
No,
roll, just like
one.
rip it open.
They're selling it by
Walk
the
out.
roll.
Yeah.
$5 a roll.
$14. Oh yeah.
That's
No,
right.
but it was a big pack of like 28 or whatever, and I'm just like, I'll take that and I'll be good for a bit. And now I'm thinking I need to go back out again. But yeah, it's It's all about timing, I feel.
When I went to Costco.
At least in Omaha.
Yeah, I needed to get like for work, like one of our TVs went out, so I had to I went to Costco because they have great deals on. If you're looking for a TV, hey, go to Costco. But like that's it. I went for a TV, get in line, and the line was insane. Like to the point where like people are taking pictures and putting it on Instagram.
Yeah,
crazy. It was that kind of crazy.
Yep.
And I'm looking around, I'm looking on all these carts, and like I knew that there was like a toilet paper shortage. I wasn't there for it, but like the only toilet paper that they had there were the 5,400 foot, like the business rolls, like the giant rolls, and they had the box of it, and like they were only allowing one per box. And I'm looking and I counted, and like literally over half of the people had one box of 5,400 foot toilet paper. I'm like, what are you gonna put that on? That's not gonna fit on your roll in your home. You're gonna have to like get a bar and just like
make it work.
Like budget cord it up somewhere.
That thing out like, hey.
Yeah. But I was like, man, it's crazy when people are buying business rolls.
Sure, that visual with a dirty. Never mind. That's
terrible.
That's terrible.
It's terrible.
The things you think of.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Another thing we're missing out on that's bad is just everyday activities. I mean, we used to be able to, get off work and stop at the bar if we need to, or meet up with friends.
Go to the gym.
Everyday activities are now not happening.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, what's cool about that though too, plus side, is people are being innovative and like creative with, hey, here's what I'm doing at home. Let me challenge you with this. And I've seen posts on social media. I can't go to the gym, but I pumped out 25 push-ups in 10 seconds. Can you do that?
Mm-hmm.
And they put that challenge out to other people who also are fit, or like, hey, I couldn't go to the bar, but I downed a whole bottle of a fifth of vodka by myself. Can anybody else do that? Nope.
So
I got you. I'll beat you.
I'll take that bet.
I'll take that bet. I'll see you one more bottle. What? But I've seen like quite the creativity across social media with how to handle.
Oh, sure.
Those things.
All the game. Here's the things to do inside.
Yeah.
One of the things that my neighborhood did, I got two stories here. One, what my neighborhood did for St. Patty's Day, because like everybody's shut in, they're not doing St. Patty's Day.
And it was like that day.
Yeah. So they were like, we did that neighborhood group thing, and they were like, hey, if you paint a shamrock with your kids, like that's an art project that you can do at home or whatever, put it in a window or in your door or whatever, and then like people can walk around the neighborhood or drive around the neighborhood, no contact with other people, and just like see like a scavenger hunt, like see how many shamrocks you can find.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
That's kind of cool.
The other one was we got a family friend, and she just got transferred.
It's nature. It's neat.
It's neat.
It's nature.
Nature.
So we have a family friend. She works for Marriott, and you know what the is doing right now, like nothing.
Right.
So but she's like kind of upper management stuff, and so they were like, you and like one other person need to be here 24/7, and you guys can switch off the roles.
Right.
So you know who this is, neighbor, old neighbor. But so she had bought a house, and she was in the process of buying a house because it's a new area for her that she just got transferred this one. Well, she was able to get out of that house, and they were like, well, you can just live at the hotel. So she's got like a suite at the hotel.
Oh my gosh.
That's
But
awesome.
literally no, I mean, it's kind of a plus minus thing. Like you got your pick of all the, like whatever room you want.
Right.
You can do the lap pool, you can do the gym, you
gym,
can go
you
to
can-
the kitchen, whatever, make your own stuff. But like, I don't know how that would be, literally being the only person, no staff.
I'm thinking like Shining type stuff right here. You know,
there's like no staff, not no guests, like no staff. Like it's you in this big building, and that's it. And I'm like, I don't know, that'd be a little weird.
I mean, the only
My key card still work?
yeah, right. I'd be
I'm
grateful.
locked out. Damn it! Who do I call? Oh,
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, I gotta
Go
take care
down,
of
make
that,
your
yeah.
own card.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be grateful for getting out of those situations that I could have been in, like
Yeah,
having
being
a
stuck in a
house,
house, yeah.
that
Mortgage it.
maybe you can't afford right now, you know, obviously. But like, I've seen this kind of speaks to what we already talked about, like companies kind of bending the rules for this situation right now. You know, it's just one of those things where like, yeah, that speaks to like the good nature of a lot of people, not everybody. But yeah, that would be so weird though. At the same time, like just being in a massive building by herself.
I mean, you
And
got this sweet room. You're like, this is awesome.
this is the highlight.
and then you
the
got
penthouse.
then you got to go 4 floors down to the kitchen to make you something to eat, and you're like, I
Yep.
literally didn't see anybody.
There's
and
nobody.
the pool's empty. Oh, you know what? I might hit that a little later.
Right.
Come and play.
Yeah. Red rum. Red rum.
Oh man, that was a great movie.
Yes, it was.
Freaking creepy, but great movie.
Aren't they like? Did they redo it, or aren't they redoing it or something?
I don't
Did
know.
anybody else see that?
I don't know.
No. They didn't redo that, but they there's a second book from is it Stephen King?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was like the prequel. They just
Now that he's a senator, he's still making books. Is that what the-
what? He's a senator?
yeah.
I had no idea. Where?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Huh. No idea.
And now you know. Knowing's half the battle.
Is that G.I. Joe?
It is.
Brian, you got any more bads?
So yeah, I've got a couple here. So Iowa just had the biggest increase in cases.
Well, that's because they were slow to
Yeah.
respond.
Well, that's so the thing. They got 23 new cases, making
They're
total.
like, all that's out here is corn. We don't need to shut nothing down.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they got 23 new cases, making a total of 68. Which, by comparison, Nebraska has 39. So they're like they're almost double, right? You know, to me, like, it's like, well, the testing kits are becoming more available. So we're gonna continue to see record breaking. Oh, this state just increased like tenfold. It's like, well, yeah, because now they have tests and can confirm with the tests. So
Yeah.
I don't put a ton of stock in that one. That one's to me is like, well, that's bad, but I can kind of see that because
Yeah.
testing kits are available. Arkansas and Washington have closed all eat-in restaurants, bars, and gathering places. Nebraska's getting close.
Yep,
You know,
for sure.
like our bars, they aren't
We're
like
pretty much closed.
They're not closed. Like you can still go get like packaged liquor and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and casual pint and all that for all your casual pint needs. You should check. But yeah, like seriously, it's getting to that anywhere. We already talked about like fuel consumption being at an all-time low.
Yep.
But what we didn't talk about is like the bad side of that. You know, there's like everybody kind of jokes about the winter blend, summer blend. Like, oh, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
Well, there is
That's
a
big deal.
yeah, so like the winter blend is a huge stock of winter blend right now, and the problem they're having with that is like they can just say, well, instead of making more summer blend, we'll just do the winter blend. Well, the
Right.
winter blend is actually worse for the environment. It's got more stuff in it that it burns worse than
Yeah.
the summer blend. The summer blend burns cleaner, so they're a little excuse me, a little worried about the environment on that point.
Interesting.
But while we're seeing a record low on fuel prices now, you know what's going to happen. And we're seeing a record low production need, which means that like the refineries are scaling down their production. So when we get back to normal and we hit that again, it's going to take them a while to scale back
Yeah.
up. So what we're going to see is like huge fuel prices.
Yep.
So that's kind of, for me, right now it's good, but
Yep.
it's not going to be
Yeah.
once we get back to normal, quote unquote, whatever that means. Panic buying still continues. We're still seeing a
Yeah.
lot of
It's still, I
panic
mean,
buying.
it's because it still hasn't caught up yet. You know.
Shout
Like,
out to
I
the
see
truck
it.
drivers.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
That
for
are
real.
restocking everybody
Yeah.
for sure. The President Trump just issued that 15 days to slow down the spread, and that's where we're getting this like you can't do groups of 10 people or more. You know, it's got to be under that and all that. And the thing, like, if that works, great. But the problem I see is if it doesn't work and it continues to spread through the United States, we're going to see some really, like, what you're seeing now is not going to be anything
Right.
if this doesn't work.
I mean, think of Italy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's
We're going to be shut down. That's the next step. Like they tried to do like the small shutdown of things, and everybody's like, oh, inconvenient.
why are we doing this? Yeah.
Yeah, that's inconvenient.
What about my job?
Yeah. Well, that's something else that I wanted to bring up.
They
like,
took their jobs.
that's something else. Like
They literally did.
They did.
It-
Yeah.
the Corona did.
I don't have one.
we haven't really
I don't
talked
have
about like the will of the American people.
Huh.
And like Americans, like we'll deal with some stuff for a little while. Like if it's inconvenient, okay, all right, that's fine, whatever. That sucks. We'll deal with it for a little while. But at some point, American people are going to be like, no, this is too inconvenient. I've dealt with it for 3 weeks. I'm not going to deal with it anymore.
Yep.
And we already started seeing that with like spring break
No,
Florida.
we for
like
sure
all the
see
beaches.
that right now.
Yeah.
It's been like 5 days, and people are like, "No, I'm out."
Yeah, exactly. And that, that's only going to continue the longer this goes on.
I'll be honest. That was kind of me with this. Kelsey was like, "Should you really do that?" Like, we're almost at that point where it's like they're about to shut everything down. But I'm like,
This is the last
this
chance.
be
is
the
probably the
last-
last chance.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I told him. Like, this probably be the last chance I can get out of this house.
Mhm.
You'll be able to leave because you go to work.
Yeah.
You're in medical, but I'll be in this house for months.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go, and but
It'll be fun.
it'll be fun.
Until you get to the bomb.
I could come back
Until you get to the bomb.
until you get to the bomb. No, I'm not
And
having
just,
fun.
And it's like, ooh.
Everything hurts.
How are you guys feeling?
Better now.
I still feel like full.
Yeah.
Like
My stomach
because I
my
downed
stomach
like
is still
milk.
like, what'd you just do?
Yeah, I downed a ton of milk, downed a ton of water, drank all my beer.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like,
why?
just like trying to douse it. And
Yeah.
it's-
we didn't even get to the hottest yet.
Yeah,
Oh.
I
We
know.
didn't even do that.
I feel like that's the worst. Though. I'm just gonna say that's the worst.
I'm tapping out on that one. That was horrible. Holy
really
cow.
bad.
It was terrible.
Oh.
Who knew? I should have
You
shouldn't have
ready
asked for
for the
bread. I
next
should have
one,
asked for these.
Huh?
Are you ready for the next one?
No.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
Brett.
go right ahead, George.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
see you
go-
do it.
go
Oh
for
my
it.
gosh.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Just dip your pinky in it and just.
I'll try it.
Well, hey, she's got a dish.
Oh, yeah.
And we have chicken. If you want to
The
dip.
full chicken,
chicken.
though. Oh no.
I'll dip
I
a
could.
piece of chicken in it.
Yeah.
Looks like diarrhea.
Yeah.
Looks like diarrhea.
It's
Oh yeah, you
so
can see
bad.
some. You can see some chunks in
Yeah,
there.
just bring
Yeah.
it over.
Both
If-
going-
That, this is what was next.
Oh my gosh.
oh, she wants to. Oh, yeah. There we go. Bang. That was next.
What hell?
Detroit Hellfire.
Detroit Hellfire.
Oh.
Looks like what you find in a baby's diaper.
Yep.
Baby's
It-
diaper.
It looks the same going in as it does coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
right?
We got it, babe.
Ooh.
You're good.
Dark.
Yep.
If y'all wanted.
If you want to.
Oh,
I'm
George,
gonna
that's
hard
all
pass
you,
that.
man. I am out.
Yeah. Are you
Man.
gonna get down to that? Like, is that?
Does it sting the nostrils?
I'll smell that.
Yeah, this is what you guys didn't have. You're gonna.
It doesn't sound.
Pass
It
it
doesn't smell
around.
terrible.
No, it's man. There's a lot of vinegar. There's a lot of
probably the same level.
like to me like half of these things smell
Shake my tail feathers there.
So,
Doesn't
Yeah.
it look like a baby diaper?
Yeah, right? Boom.
like.
ooh, it smells like.
Oh, you know what? This one actually smells like sweet.
Though.
That one's not too bad.
Like-
It does smell sweet.
Yeah, it's like a mesquite sweet.
Ski sweet.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
dip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try dip.
Go for it, man.
Skeet, skeet, sweet, sweet.
You a bigger man than we are
Yeah.
here at this table right now.
I'm cashed out. Really, just because I filled up on milk and junk.
Yeah, my stomach's still like, dude.
Do it.
Why'd you drink and
Why'd you-
eat so much?
Yeah, exactly.
And then, like, that didn't feel
I don't
good
know. I'm
either.
already having second thoughts.
How much did like? It's
Yeah.
just a little. Did you tasted just a little tiny bit? Is
This
it?
one is sweet.
So you might as well just
I
eat
don't
the
feel
whole
the
thing.
heat yet.
Are you gonna do it?
I'm thinking about it. The peer pressure.
The whole world's watching you.
Yeah.
George.
Right.
You've come this far.
What do you gotta do?
Now this one is actually less than the bomb. This one is 100,000
You
to
joker.
300,000.
You joker.
So it's not as bad. No.
Like, can you like? Is it?
What's that?
Should I make some more chicken?
But you didn't coat your
Didn't coat it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't coat it.
Like all the ones
But
we've
you
had
dipped it.
before were like coated in
Completely
hot
coated.
sauce.
Yeah.
This was you just like took a little spot. Now, can you notice it? Like, is it this like really there?
Yeah, it's getting there. It like once you get past a certain point with the spice, it's like you feel it initially and then it just builds.
Yep.
And then the longer that it just sits there,
That was the bomb. It exploded, and then the mushroom cloud came up and it devoured all of
for
us.
real, it devoured everything.
Yep.
Coating that one, I probably wouldn't do it. I do want to try the next one dipped in this one.
It's,
Well,
that's,
go.
Not
It's all-
right now.
All right.
We're gonna go to the bathroom.
Too soon.
Yeah, right. It's all you. It's all you. It's all you.
All right. Should we talk conspiracy a little bit
I mean, sure.
since we're there?
Why not?
Excellent.
Excellent. Excellent.
I mean, there's some conspiracies that.
Do you want to go, Mike? Like
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Now, with this said, this is all what would be stated as conspiracy theory, but I hate using conspiracy because the media attach that onto things. I consider this theory until proven otherwise. Right?
And for me,
Okay.
what I would say is, here's the part of the program where we say we don't advocate conspiracy theories, that we just explain them
Right,
and talk
right,
about
right.
them.
Yeah, this is not us talking. This is other people talking, and we are relaying the information.
Yep.
So, conspiracy
Do you want me to go or do you want to go?
or theory number one. Theory number one. Theory number one. I will mention Bill. Bill with micro. The things that
Soft.
are, I didn't want to say it, but all right, we'll do that. Bill with Microsoft. It was weird that
timing.
The timing. So we're seeing more and more CEOs step down, right?
Oh, it was a crazy mass
Yeah,
exodus. of CEOs.
literally, like in the past 6 to 8 months, the amount of CEOs that have stepped down is just just look it up. There's at least 100 that have done it in the past 6 to 8 months.
Now, part of that I could say is with the way the economy is going and the amount of people staying and the amount of businesses that are going out. I could see.
I get it. I get it.
Some of that you could attribute to that.
But
That's Heinz speaking from site though.
True.
Ahead of time, they had no way of knowing,
Right.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't know we would be.
or
as
did
bad.
they know?
Potentially, they've got all those
so-
analysts and accountants and all that are saying this is coming down the pipeline. Maybe, I don't know.
With
Right.
that said, 10 minutes after Trump said, we know exactly where this came from, 10 minutes later, Bill stepped down from his position with Microsoft.
Oh,
Which
it
was
was that-
kind of
it was that quick.
It was 10 minutes after, and it was weird. Back in 2014, I believe it was, he was on TED Talks, and he pretty much stated that we are not ready for this type of outbreak. If this happens, we're all in it to just we're all going to die, pretty much is what he says. And he's also a advocate for thinning the population. There is Agenda 21. There's Agenda 30. 2030.
You went deep into the conspiracy theories. Holy
So
cow.
there's an area, and I don't know where it's at in the United States, but there's
51, 52.
No. So up
You
on
name it, we got it.
up on this hillside, there are these scripts, and there are these
Oh,
written
yeah.
scripts that it says
Yeah.
that
It's in Georgia.
is it in Georgia?
It's in Georgia.
Because you're talking about Area 51.
Did it
Right.
did the government
They
just shut
killed
us down?
everything. Shut it down.
That's crazy.
Oh my
That-
gosh.
Wow.
Dun, dun, dun.
I wonder if our live feed. We'll have to see if the live feed
think
went.
the
I think
Live
it's
feed
a
is still
different
going.
device.
It's still going, but there's a delay, so we'll see what happened.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Interesting. we hit a nerve. We hit a nerve.
so
Right.
anyway.
Oh, there, and we're
There
back.
it goes. Now we're back on.
All right.
It was because everything's tied to the computer. Everything's tied to the computer.
Yeah, the live feed's still going, so we'll see.
It's weird. So anyway,
They just want to let you know that
let
they
you
know.
know.
Listening.
They're watching.
So it's on these scrolls or on this giant statue.
It's a tablet. It's a stone tablet in Georgia, and if you haven't researched, and I wish I could remember the name offhand, but it's creepy.
It declares that they want to get down to 500 million people. Right now, we're at 700 billion people.
Is it 700?
7 billion.
I was going to say 600.
7 billion.
Seven
Oh,
billion.
for the population of the
planet.
world.
The planet.
Right. So
Okay.
they want to take it down to 500 million. That's what they want to do.
So
So that
Who's they?
the people.
Powers that be.
Yikes.
Xenu and the planet. I don't know.
Xanadu?
That's right. Yeah, Planet X, man. I don't know. It's
Whoa.
yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, he's a strong supporter
But
of that.
the craziest part about it is they don't know who the artist was or who commissioned it or
Yeah.
how it came to be. It just showed up one day.
I mean, I could see the U.S. population getting down to 500 million.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're less than that. We're 330.
We're 300, yeah.
330
Yeah.
million. So yeah, we're doing all right compared to
500 million for the planet. That's insane.
that's a lot less. But can you imagine the communities that would spring out? How interconnected we would be with that little? Because
Right.
with so many, when you get into the big hustle and bustle of the city, I mean, you just kind of get lost in all that noise. But
Oh, yeah.
if there was 500 million people, you know how connected we would be.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not advocating for that, but I can just see some positives from it.
Yeah, it's weird.
So he's a big
Yeah.
person for that, and he also owns a lot of shares within companies that create vaccines, and
He's trying to
stuff like
eradicate
that.
malaria.
Yeah, just so
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of weird that
Him and Miranda are definitely big advocates for like just the medical field and like production in that area. Like they're big into it. So
So I find that to be an interesting theory.
yeah,
Mine actually goes with the government and politics on how long they're making this stretch out. And do you think they'll make this last to the election? And if so, if this is still going on during the next election in November, does Trump automatically continue on? Or what is we're in new territory, so I don't know what the Constitution says about that.
I've thought about that a lot. I have no idea, but I thought this.
We're already seeing primaries shutting down. Like
Right.
they're this is like a real potential.
The thing with live streaming and online stuff, why can't I put my driver's license number in and I don't know, you take a picture of myself maybe, like with my camera and be like, click, this is me taking, and then I'm going to vote.
That's because the whole Russian collusion thing, they were worried. So they're really worried about an outside force getting into this. And if you have actual physical voting booths with paper ballots, like that's hard to hack.
That's hard.
Not
Yeah.
impossible, but you can
From an outside source.
Yeah, from an outside
Yeah, but
source.
still, I don't need to present an ID to go vote.
You don't.
And
but
you could just
if
be
you were-
like, I am
but to your
Joe
point,
Blow.
to your
And
point,
they're like, oh, here you go, Joe Blow. See you later. You know?
to your point, Britt, like that is online, and so that is hackable. Anything online is hackable. Time and money and patience. That's all you need, really.
Well, and all you need is a newspaper and see who dies. And close to around election time, and you go in, and I'm like Tom Harry because he passed away 2 months ago.
Yeah, right.
And they go, oh, yeah, your name's here. You're like, here you go.
You're good. Yep.
Boom, you're
Go
good.
vote.
Well, they've got stuff in place now. Like even here in Nebraska, everything's digital. And the minute like, your name goes on the death
You
certificate,
just said not doing it digitally.
But what I'm saying is, like, to counter your stuff, like that name, it's flagged automatically
All right.
nowadays.
Okay.
So,
But you should be able to do that as well online. I don't know.
yeah, I'm fine with the online thing. But like people will, look at what they talked about with the last.
Do it through
election.
LinkedIn.
Right.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
think
Just do it
one of
through
the
LinkedIn.
one of the unique things that we kind of saw with the Bush registration, like going through
Those damn hanging chads in Florida.
going through a difficult time.
Oh,
The
Katrina,
president that-
Katrina.
The president that is in office during this, it's kind of like people are like, this is how it's handled. I don't want change. There's already enough of that,
Yeah.
and so it's.
But I don't know if the Constitution like specifically says like if we're no, they allow like we saw it with FDR, like he was a 2-term president, becoming and then became a 3rd-term president,
Yeah.
which isn't supposed to be possible. But in like a time of war, they make concessions for that
Right.
and all that.
Yep.
But like a first-term president going into his 2nd term, is he allowed to just continue on to do that because we're in the middle of a crisis and primaries are not allowed to be held? I don't know that we can. I don't know that the Constitution has any
Sorry.
rules. for
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I think there's still going to be like a vote or something. I think there's that. It's
Yeah, but then people will be all
Do a
up
tongue
in
test
arms like,
first.
"Oh, I didn't
What's
get a
that?
vote,"
Yeah,
So
that's gonna be weird. Yeah, no, I never thought about like how I couldn't go out because I got the virus. I got the COVID.
Yeah, my state shut down their primary because
Yeah.
of the virus, so I didn't get a vote.
Dude,
you
took
guys
a
are talking.
dip.
He dipped it.
He
And,
took a dip on
that
that.
is-
I told him I was like, tongue test that one first, man. And
Did
he
he?
just did the tongue test.
It
And
like went straight into my nostrils.
Oh my gosh, which one did you do?
The last one.
The last one.
The 357.
Dang.
Man, you are.
I didn't code it, but I'm gonna try.
Oh, that's a coating on half of the nug there.
Yeah, that's. Now he's clear.
But yeah, I think the America's
Oh,
response
dude.
to
Man.
oh my gosh, George.
If you need another popsicle, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Well,
yeah.
just go ahead and bring one down.
Just
Is
go
what he's
ahead,
saying. Yeah. Bring 2.
Yeah, I think America's response to that
hot.
is
It's hot.
at least
That's
it
hot.
was.
that's the hottest one on the show.
Is it so? What are the differences between this one and the last one where we stopped the show for 20 minutes and?
Yep.
I feel like this one tastes better than the bomb.
Mm-hmm. The bomb was
It
just all
wasn't-
heat.
Yeah, it wasn't coated entirely. Thank you.
It's weird to watch the reaction right now because last
not
time I was
going through-
feeling it. I couldn't watch you guys
Yeah.
because I'm like tearing up. I'm like,
This
where'd
one's
everybody
really
go?
hot.
You know?
I was over here trying to keep the show going. I
Yeah.
was kept spitting stuff out every once in a while.
Oh wait, I heard you trying to talk. You're like, and everybody. It's like gravel.
When I inhale, it's okay. When I exhale and talk,
It's like yeah,
oh, so
it
bad.
hurts so bad.
Yep. Oh. Yep.
Way worse.
Way worse.
Is it worse than the bomb?
Well, it's double.
Whoa.
It's double the heat level. So yeah, I don't know, man.
Oh my god!
And he even took half of it. So
yeah.
Woo.
Oh, so bad.
George,
It's so bad.
you're the man. You are
I
the
can't
man.
believe- I can't- yeah.
Bow down to George. Bravo for being the man that actually took all the
Gosh,
sauces
man.
down. I commend you for doing
incredible.
that. Good job.
Yep. He's gonna be like,
appreciate it. It doesn't make it feel any better.
he's like, guys, don't talk to me
Yeah,
tomorrow.
there's no an award for this one.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, leave me alone tomorrow. Don't talk to me.
All right.
Just-
Oh, that milk.
oh,
It's cashed.
I got you.
So I know that we're gonna keep talking about more.
I only have one more conspiracy theory.
Okay, go for it.
And we kind of talked about it a little bit before the program. I made notes about it. That it was human made. And we can get into specifics that it was made in China to decrease the population in China.
Right.
The older population in China.
Or
Now,
what?
again, I want to reiterate that we are not advocating these. These are just conspiracy theories that we found online. So,
Or
just
was
something
it
interesting to talk about.
was it made and brought over there and distributed by Americans to cause China to fall?
the problem is that
Interesting. Yeah.
so okay, here let's play that out, right? So China,
We owe a lot of money to them. by the
we
way.
do, but look at all the manufacturing. We're starting to get it back here in the United States, but it's still over in China a lot. So if China falls like tomorrow,
Yeah.
like all the manufacturing, we haven't recuperated that here, so
No.
we
And
wouldn't be
we-
able to do that.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, so I don't know that it's a win for us.
Yeah.
That's more of a, oh crap, now what?
Right.
You know, that's at the best, it's oh crap, now what? So I think that, like, to me, if you're talking about decreasing the population, it makes sense. I'm not saying I don't agree with the conspiracy theory, but I could see where a government would say, "Gosh, we have this aging population; they're so old.
Right,
You know,
right.
we limited the population years ago to one child, and now we're screwed because we have all these old people that are like a drain on the system, and we
Yep.
don't have enough young people because
And
we
they don't have
limited
enough
the population.
space either.
All right.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
too.
that
So
makes sense.
I don't, you know, if anybody manufactured it, to me, the most plausible seems its own government.
Yeah.
Just because they're like, well, what do we do with all these old people? And I'm not saying that's accurate. I'm just saying if you think about it logically, if the United States made it and sent it over there, to what end? To bring down China? Well, okay, China goes down, and A, they buy a ton of American stuff, and B,
Yeah.
they make a ton of American stuff. So, from a trade aspect, we'd be screwed.
Yeah.
So I don't really see how we would benefit from that, other than that it's a superpower, and we want to be the only
And
superpower.
we were kind of taking them down.
Yeah, and we want to be
Right.
the only one. So I from that aspect, okay, I guess that's the only plausible from the United States making it. That makes
Still,
sense.
like if you have enough of like wisdom to make something like that, like you should be able to foresee like
it's gonna
okay,
get here.
it's gonna get here.
Should I go that deep, man? Should I go that deep? Should I say
well, I mean,
no? I'm saying should I take the red pill and we go down that rabbit hole?
of
What rabbit
who
hole?
made what? I think he's in the conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Oh, as far as what's really going on?
Right.
Yeah. What do you got?
What does Jason A say?
Well, so no, Jason A doesn't say this. Actually, the Weekend Warrior on YouTube, pretty. So like all he does is he plays music, and then he shows you Mames.
I think you've shown me this.
I don't think I've.
No, you've shown me Jason A. But
You've shown me Jason A, and he's good too. Jason A is really cool about like showing you what destructiveness is going on in the world, and he just plays like clips from the news and all that stuff. This guy just does memes, and then he does like written literature that is given from someone to someone, and then just shows you those images and says, and those images are in an order.
Right.
So we're gonna.
That's it, what you're trying to
All right.
Just put it out there, man. Just put it out there.
So lately, in the news, you guys have seen that there's been movie stars, NBA players, elite status people that have been getting this.
Tom Hanks.
That's just one of them, but there was there's like 5 guys on an NBA team that had gotten it.
Yeah.
Not on the same one, but they're all over the place.
Yeah.
So
also coaches are getting it. And
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Get it?
what coach?
I can't remember his name, but there was a coach that got it.
Cool. All right. So he was
I don't follow sports, so I'm sorry.
right. So
Yeah.
so it's I just find it weird that it's jumped population, like general public people, and gotten to these movie stars and to these NBA
They're
players.
people too.
They are people too, but like peak physical athletes that actually don't generalize themselves in the public very much.
Okay, here's the so one of the and we didn't get to it with the myths on there. When they came out and they said, this is only really going to affect like old people and people with pre-existing conditions.
Yeah.
In Italy, the number one group for coronavirus is 20 to 45.
Yep.
That's the biggest group that's dying in Italy. That's not elderly or
The biggest group, or
the,
like
the biggest. Well,
Hey,
the most amount of people that are dying are in that group.
Question. What's in Italy?
Old people and art.
The Vatican?
Yeah,
All right. So
but that's a walled city and kind of
right.
cut off. I don't.
But okay. All right. So there's.
Are you saying the Catholics did this?
No. There's been a lot of
Bingo.
pedophiles. There's been
Da Vinci file. Here we go.
Right, here we go. Round 2.
there's been a lot of pedos that have been going down right now. A lot of been people that have gotten up in court because
Right.
of
I'm not following you. Yet.
pedophilia.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I don't see how you tie it into this.
Carly, you got something to say over there?
No, I sent you a message.
Oh, of what I should say.
She's like, I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah.
I'll just put it on a text that it's actually archived in the U.S. Chamber of Commerce there, or the U.S. What's the Congressional Library? That's where all your texts are stored. Just FYI.
COVID is a cover for deep state mass arrest.
I mean, they can get there with
Explain that.
martial law would get there.
So there's people that are in the deep state that are getting arrested, and they don't want the general public to freak out about these people getting arrested, and so this is the cover for it. So there's that conspiracy theory.
I don't.
So
But I don't know that like we haven't got to the point. Like the closest.
I'm telling you, this was the red pill. That's what I was saying.
But are you talking here in the United States, or are you talking abroad?
All over the place.
'Cause-
Global.
Okay,
Yeah.
global. I don't know because there's so much that we don't know globally. But like here in the United States, like we haven't. The closest we've got to martial law is California enacting shelter in place, and that New York is talking about it. That's as close to martial law as we have here. We don't, and those of the three, there are only 3 states in the United States that have more than 3,000 confirmed cases: Washington, California, and New York. And New York is over 10,000 now. It's the number one right now. So I don't.
A lot of them live there.
I know. And,
Also the dirtiest place.
yeah, I mean, if we're the
The dirtiest places.
Yeah.
Italy,
Dirty.
Vatican City, New York, California.
but if you go,
Oh,
well, if
weird.
Just saying possibilities.
but I don't see a lot of mass arrests here in the United States at all. So because we haven't even
When we get off the show, I'll tell you more about my theory about this. As you're spilling out over here, the blood.
The
Okay.
blood
The blood.
is covered my plate.
All right, so let's follow this rabbit hole
We'll talk
down.
about that later too.
So to what end?
adrenochrome.
To what end are these like social dissidents, or are they to what end? Why are they mass arresting people? What does it
'Cause
accomplish?
they're doing harm in society. They're not good people. Let's just say that.
Are you talking like Minority Report? Like they have the potential of doing stuff? In
No,
the
not the
future?
potential. They
Like
are
actually.
They are actually evil people. They are horrible people.
But why would
that
you need this to do that? I mean, if they were evil people, like you could.
draining the swamp? Exactly.
Right, but you could do that without a mass pandemic.
Well, there's some way of just letting it eradicate itself. I'm
not saying you're wrong.
See you later.
To me, I'm trying to think logically on this.
I just find it weird that these
And
higher epsilon people are getting this virus and I'm not. Now tomorrow I'm gonna get it. There's a problem.
You say, I mean, we've got here in Nebraska we have 39 confirmed cases, and we have.
There is something that they're taking, and it is tainted.
Now if you're talking about making a lot of noise over here, so we can do some stuff over here. Like if you look at everybody's paying attention to.
There is something that they have bought and purchased, and they took it, and it is killing them.
Well, I think that
they tainted what was
all right.
They were getting
like a longevity pill or something.
Exactly. It's called adrenochrome, is what it is.
Yeah,
and if you look at that up online, it's weird stuff that comes from the brain of a child that gets scared half to death.
So were they testing it in Wuhan, China? Is that why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now I see where you're going with this now.
Yep.
All right. I've kind of wrapped my head around it.
They drained the
are you
liquid.
there yet?
I'm a little bit there.
They drain
yeah.
the liquid of the kid that gets scared half to death. That part of the brain that fills up with
whatever is chemical.
Adrenochrome.
All right. So
then the people are buying it, and it was tainted. And
yeah.
Yep. So
they were either
what's going on.
either manufacturing it or testing it in Wuhan, China, and that's where the
those
outbreak
were the
started.
bad people. Why are you buying that? I ain't buying that.
Yep.
It's gross.
Yeah. I mean, that's some deep state stuff, sure.
That
for
is
sure.
some deep state arrests going on. Because you can test for that.
You gotta,
there is
clarify.
just to be clear, there's no sauce on this stuff, right? These are straight chicken nuggets, right?
It's all adrenochrome on top of this stuff.
Hot honey.
The hot honey.
Ooh,
It's
hot
good.
honey. Yeah.
Thank you.
That honey was good.
So anyway, no, that's just a theory.
Okay.
A theory.
Before we go too further, what is everybody's number one on all that?
Ooh. I like the truffle sauce. I'm a big truffle fan.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough, man.
So to me, I like the honey and the peanut butter one. The truffle one I like, but to me, I like truffle in small doses because truffle oil tends to overpower a lot of stuff because it's so potent. But for me, the peanut butter and the honey.
Double D, huh?
Double D. That's
Speaking
a
of
good name.
speaking of double D, there's a double DH ferry over here.
Yeah, I gotta get it.
DDH. Oh yeah, you want to get up on that? Anyway, no, it's just we'll get off of the
But that's
that tangent.
That's the time of the podcast where we can go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So.
Right at the end where we don't have anybody listening to us anymore.
Yeah, we got a couple people on there. So
check out Weekend Warrior. Check out In Pursuit of Truth, iPot on YouTube. In Pursuit of Truth and Weekend Warrior. They're definitely opened my eyes up and I went, now what fact or fiction, I don't know, but it is. I personally, as a human being, like to see both sides of the coin. Mm-hmm. And when somebody can tell me, and I'm always doing that too. Like, you see some homeless person or grungy person on the side of the road or something like that, and they're like, oh, well, this guy, he's just begging for money. Well, what's the other side of the coin? How did he get there? Why is he there doing what he's doing? I always like to see the other side of the coin of why things are happening.
Well, and for me, the only thing that about this whole process, and it's not really conspiracy, it's more of a why, but like the response to the amount of deaths, at least here in the United States. I know that like Europe is a lot more and all that, but the response seems to be way more knee-jerk than the numbers would support. So that's the only thing that I don't really get, is that it just seems to be so much of a response. So to me, I go, well, what are they not telling us? Because there's They're shutting down everything.
Look over here. Look over here. Look
Right.
over here.
And we've seen some of that. Like they've passed some bills that nobody's paying attention to because they can just run it through.
Yep.
Something that I thought of, and I missed.
George, I
like,
can't believe you're alive right now.
Welcome back, George.
Hey, honey.
Back from the dead.
I threw up outside. I'm sorry.
It's all good, man.
I'm sorry. That was so bad.
You had to purge it. It's all right.
Yeah.
Something that I've thought of, and I don't know if you guys talked about it while I was outside, but like, what if it's like a huge smoke screen? Like, all of this is completely fake, and there's something major going on in the politics, and this is some huge ploy to get Trump reelected or whatever.
The only thing I would say to that,
We were kind
like,
of talking about that
so
earlier.
I was
Yes.
actually thinking of like, what if this is all fake and like there's nothing
fake.
really going on, and I was actually thinking about that today, and then I was like, well, hold on, the amount of people that would have to be in on that conspiracy to make it fake
Just
is
put it here.
just astronomical. I mean, you're talking nurses and doctors and families and politicians and like the amount of people that would have to be in that. And even if you were, the only thing that would make sense to me on how you could make it fake is actually tainting the testing kits. And that is the only way that I could see that you could fake this is that
Well,
for some-
have they showed footage of people who are sick?
the initial footage out of Wuhan, China, yes, they were showing people literally dying in the streets.
When you said that, I watched that video and that guy talking about how much this is horrible. And, you know, I know you guys have probably heard of crisis actors, you know.
Yeah.
Could have been an actor.
Could have
That's what I was
totally,
thinking.
totally
oh,
could
yeah,
have
for
been.
sure.
Totally could have been. I don't know. I don't know what's real. I don't know what's fake.
Well, no, I think there is a thing. I think there is like
It
you
gets-
know,
yeah, something's
Corona
happening.
is a thing. It's like a
Oh, it's real. It's
a
real. It's
super
killing
cold.
people.
I
for
still
sure.
I still think it could be media played up because
sure,
when you look
for
at the
sure.
numbers, 10,000 cases in New York is still like not even 1% of the population in New York.
Correct.
You know, so is it really as big of a deal as it is, or is it just something to
so
take precaution on? Because it is scary.
initially when it came
Yeah.
out, the
Don't
deaths
PSA to the general public that are still listening and watching us. This is a real thing. We're saying wash your hands. We're saying stay away from people, especially.
safe.
Yeah, I mean this might be a little too close, but I mean
Yeah.
we're all fine down here. We're not sick. And earlier 2 days ago, I made a point out to the general public. I said that Corona's not around here. I didn't mean Corona's not in Omaha. I'm saying Corona's not in this house. It is in Omaha, and they transplanted patients to come here, but it's not where we're at. Am I saying that right? It's not here.
Yeah,
You're not
in this
coughing. I'm
building.
not. It's not in this building. It's not in this house. It's not with us.
yeah.
But it is here. It's in this country. It's in
And
this state.
Still, the scariest thing about the whole thing is like the
The
2
reaction- the
to
reaction.
14-day
Oh, yeah.
incubation period.
which makes it so complicated because you can go 2 weeks without any
2 weeks
symptoms
with
and
nothing.
affect a ton of people.
A ton of people.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a unique.
Total
Yeah.
recall. That's
yeah.
what it was.
Is that what it was?
I knew where you were
With his
going
head.
with
The voice,
2
like it
weeks.
sounds like Arnold, but I don't remember that quote.
that. Mhm. I remember the.
How long is your stay?
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
That's all he's got. What are you coming for? 2 weeks.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see both sides for sure. One, my wife is in the medical field, and so I get that side, and she is very much like this thing is scary. And I think most America will say like, well, I would say, yeah, I think I'll stay with that statement. Most America is with that they believe it is scary, and that it is real, and that it is something to not take lightly. But then there's also the same side of like, okay,
You can put the dirty dick on it.
Boom. From the peanut gallery.
Carly's asking for that dirty what? The sauce. She's asking for the sauce.
I was not.
I was asking for the sauce. No, but it's just one. I got way distracted. What was I saying? It is one of those things where how much of this is this actually played up, like,
Hype
For sure, that's
Got
a
that media
yeah,
hype.
you know.
that's a valid.
I'm a hype man.
And
Yeah.
to me, that's kind of where I'm at. Is like if you look at the numbers, like it doesn't justify the response. So either A, there's something they're not telling us about it, or B, there's just like it's huge
Well,
overreaction.
And the thing that my wife will say again and again is that, like, you have to look at how China responded versus how Italy responded to
Us even.
us, even. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and China, like, they were at ground zero, saw this thing blow up, and they took, like, drastic
Extreme-
measures.
Yeah, locking people
Lock
into
people in
apartment-
apartment buildings, like, locking down for months, and letting people, like, you know, like, the army involved, bringing groceries, doing all these different things. Strict rules. Italy, pretty careless up until recently, and you could see,
So
like,
were we.
you could see how much growth of the virus per se that is different, with 1 day difference of, like, mandatory lockdown, like loosely mandatory lockdown versus, like, strict lockdown, like within a day. Like, there is, like, it's exponential, like,
Yeah.
the curve of,
Like right now, it seems like the plague in Italy.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you just look at Italy, you're like, oh, this is so bad. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, right,
If you're
right.
just looking at Italy.
And what's crazy is Kelsey was just telling me that UK's numbers and a lot of Europe are case numbers, not deaths yet, are staggeringly above and beyond what Italy was, like, when they were at day 11. You know, it's not day 11 anymore.
But that also,
you know what I'm saying.
those numbers are also going to be skewed because of the amount of tests.
Panda Watch, day 11.
But like I was, like I was saying before, like the test kits like are becoming more readily available and accurate.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get there's way more cases now.
We're catching up,
Yeah, because
hopefully,
we're
yeah.
testing for it
Yeah.
now. So that was one of the things with the mortality rate in China.
Yeah.
Was so astronomical, and China went at, well, hold on, like you were basing that on the 440 confirmed cases. It's like, well, we didn't have testing for it before. So there could have been 12,000 people that were
Right.
infected with this that we didn't know, and that,
Yep.
that severely skews the mortality rate of this. If you're multiplying or dividing by 440 versus 12,000, I
Yep.
mean, it could have been 4%, or it could have been 0.04%. You know,
Yeah.
you know. So that's, I think that there's something going on here that either they're like not telling us that it's really bad, but they're just not wanting us to freak out.
How you doing over there, George?
Or the media is playing it up.
I looked over at you looking at Brian, and your mouth is like halfway open, and I'm like just seeing steam fly out of your mouth.
The crappy thing is that every wing afterwards just intensifies the
Yeah.
heat. Not intensifies, but it like brings it back
Oh,
up.
it brings it back. Yeah.
Even without any sauce, it makes it hot again.
Oh yeah. No,
Yep.
after we had the bomb, and she brought out the 4. I had one after we finally calmed down. It was fine.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking.
And
I had one. I
Brian-
was like, "Oh, that's hot." And
For
like, there was nothing on it.
so bad.
Uh,
I'm struggling over here.
Yep.
That was hot.
George, I can't remember the last time you were on the show. Did I give you one of these?
I did get one. I would love to have another one.
I'll give you another one. That's fine.
Awesome.
So we've got some parting gifts for you guys.
Yeah.
So you get a free cup.
Oh, thank
You
you.
get
coming
a
on the
cup,
show.
and you get a cup.
Exactly.
Thank you.
I also have other parting gifts for you guys. I have a roll of toilet paper for you
What?
guys.
Dude,
Just-
you are amazing.
I've
you
never
know,
seen one like this.
You know, just in case.
This is like gold right
you
now.
know,
This
you got the
is,
toilet paper.
I'm gonna sell it
And,
on eBay.
Hey, Brian.
At least $15.
just so you don't feel
15
left out,
bucks
I
right
got
here.
one for you too, buddy.
Sweet.
I'm gonna take my wife out for dinner now.
Is this is this foreplay?
Play it on
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
it is
This is
four-ply.
foreplay.
It is four-ply beer.
This is foreplay? What?
It is when you bring it home.
That's it. I was gonna say. You tried to get me to bed. You know, away to my heart.
Have you
What?
guys seen the memes with like a picture of a house that got TP and it's like house value just went up 75%?
Yeah, right. No, I haven't seen that one.
How
But
much
that,
toilet
yeah,
paper do you
that's
have?
accurate.
Did you hear about that? So there was like a single mom, and like she was punishing her kids for like something or whatever, and she like took away electronics,
And as a retaliation, the kids took all the toilet paper, filled the tub, and threw the toilet paper in the tub. Yeah.
That's terrible.
I'll be
Did
laying
they,
it
did
on
they
the,
survive?
I've been laying it on the patio, just like I'm gonna let that dry out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh man.
Did they survive?
I don't. You know, to me, like if I was that parent, I'd be like, well, you know what? I can go buy a couple rolls of toilet paper for myself, but y'all are gonna have to do without.
Oh.
You know, just
You
here's-
gotta suffer though, because you gotta do the
here's
laundry.
Here's some paper towels. You know, you can.
You use the paper towels.
Yeah, you can use the
I
paper
got toilet paper.
So
that's right.
I have this game called What the Meme,
Oh yeah, we got that.
and you put up a picture, and then you gotta name the meme, and whoever's going has to. I can't imagine the amount of memes that are going to be in the next collection of What the Meme game, because there's I think there's version 4 now.
There's a ton of them going out right now.
Yeah, so this would be the all-time high of the next round of funny memes.
I want to see what the Easter baskets are going to look like. There's going to be a roll of toilet paper and some hand sanitizer. Is that what Easter baskets are going to be coming up? It's like no candy, man. You get some toilet paper.
Matt Morgan's watching from the bathroom. I gotta put him on blast.
So the funny thing, getting back to theories and stuff like that, they say, I'm not sure if this is true, but they say that Good Friday, when that rolls around, we're gonna have a happy Easter. So hopefully by Easter time, this all blows over and it's dust in the wind, and we just get back to life as normal.
The thing that if we put all these things into effect and we lock down society, the problem I see at the end of it, if it works, people are gonna be at the end it wasn't that big a deal.
Well, the
that's-
reason why it's not that big of a deal is because we're doing what we're doing to take
respond
some
Right, we're
precautions.
shutting stuff down. But
Yes.
it doesn't really get the attention that it really needs. So I think that we can.
So you're saying more people need to get sick?
Well, I mean, they're gonna. I think we're just delaying it here in the United States. But I mean, if we're talking 10,000 cases confirmed in New York, I mean, even if it's 1% of those die, that's still a fair amount of people.
What if that's just a news story?
Well, but that's a big cover up. How many people?
Yeah, the question is, have you seen those people? Do you know those people?
No,
I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody that's gotten it.
That's what I'm saying about the news stories.
I don't know anybody.
All I see.
If one
and I watch the
one
news.
of my friends on Facebook went, I got it. I went, damn, you got it.
Right.
They lost
If
it.
one of my 500 friends on Facebook said that, I'd go, yep, totally, yep, this is crazy, this is pandemonium, but not
But
one
to
a
cover
single.
to
I think
me,
I
they're
have
to
4,000 friends. I'm
to
gonna
cover that up though.
I was putting a number of others.
think about that.
I'm
though.
gonna ask though.
If
Good point.
Yeah,
if a news story comes
who's
out,
got who got it and who survived?
Right.
yeah, that's to me that's a huge.
I would just like to meet one. Let me meet the one. That is someone I know, not a
Well, then
crisis actor
then
or
you-
somebody
then
that
you'd be in quarantine for 2 weeks.
Well, as long as they're through it, and I have survived it.
Which
I would love to meet my one friend that has survived it.
I don't know. That to me is there's just so many people that would have to be involved in a cover up like that.
It's a huge plan.
It would be
Is that
and to
bigger than us.
like I said,
Way bigger than us.
The only way it makes sense to me is the testing kits only. It's a man-made virus, and the
what
testing
if
kits
the
only
testing
fall.
kits are the coronavirus, and you go, and you're like, I
got
have
it.
it.
I have it.
No, you just inserted it into you.
But if you actually watch the news, they even say it's not every person we test gets it. We've had 1,200 that are negative. So it's not a.
I was just.
I know,
joking,
but what I'm saying is it's not. If it was a cover up, they could be well, yeah, every
we're
test
going
is
back there to the
positive.
conspiracy theory. Let's dial it back and.
It's a twofold plan.
Oh,
Well, Carly's smart like me sometimes.
State mass arrest happening at the same time.
okay, yeah, but I was to what end? What are we arresting these people for, and why can't we do it without?
Making a bigger deal out of COVID so that they could do a bigger plan.
Okay.
Taking out the
Well, yeah, I don't deny that. The government's
Honey,
you know,
we'll dive more.
We're gonna read
We'll
She's spinning
we'll
wisdom
dive.
over
yeah.
here.
Yeah, no, she's.
yeah, the
Smart
government
cat.
does not waste a good pandemic for sure.
Oh no, I mean,
Yeah.
the Gen
Twin Towers come down, and they don't waste that. You know,
No, yeah,
Let's
that's how we
see
got
what
the
we can get past.
Patriot Act.
So
Right.
I don't know where this fits into the philosophy of everything that we've been talking about, but I follow this guy. Well, I haven't followed him recently, but Gary Vaynerchuk.
You're in the back alleys, like
Just following
you.
stalking it.
Gary
Crazy event.
V, he's been talking about there's going to be some kind of economic crash that happens. Like, it's inevitable. If
Yeah.
you watch economics, it's going to happen at some point in time. The last, like, big crash that we've had, furloughs.
2008
and
was
people-
the stock or the housing bubble crash. That was the big one that we had last.
What caused it?
The housing bubble.
Housing bubble?
Well, it was because of the loans from Fannie Mae.
yeah, they were overwriting and overwriting and
That's-
overwriting these
That
loans.
nobody can afford to
right.
repay.
Exactly.
It was
Okay.
stupid. They should have never written those, but
Yep.
they were greedy.
The one that sticks out in my mind before that was
Y2K.
the even after that was the
September 11th.
9/11.
Yeah. Well, that was so you had Y2K in 2000. You had September 11th in 2011. I'm sorry, 2001, and then you had the housing bubble in 2008.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is part of what has ingrained in my mind that things are going to have to rebuild.
Things
It's
are going to have to get
inevitable.
worse before they get better.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%. Things that just kind of going along. I don't know where I went with this, but I'm just going to keep
It's
going.
that 357 talking.
For real. That hurt me. For real.
Your soul is in pain right now.
forever in pain from that. So one of the things I'm thinking of is that, well, it seems like not every time, but it's kind of become a regular occurrence, and this goes with the conspiracy theories.
So of like every 8 years or, every
When
so many
there's a
years.
re-election coming up,
Yep.
Yeah.
there's something that happens
Yep.
that kind of swings the pendulum so that the current president gets reelected.
Or it looks like crap, one of the two.
Trump's going to get reelected. I'm just calling it right now.
Yeah.
If you're a gambling man, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Gotcha.
so that's kind of where I was going with the election. Like there's primaries that are shutting down. So if people aren't voting for him, I don't know that the Constitution has a bylaw that allows for that. Maybe it does. Maybe it
So
doesn't. I don't know.
inevitably, he is the new president.
Maybe, yeah. Just because nobody voted and we got to. I don't know.
What's this?
It's crazy. I think we're winding down though. Should we? Are we calling it, Britt?
I guess
Yeah,
so.
that was me.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
do you still hear it? The
The
drone?
buzzing?
Oh, that. Zzz.
No.
That's my microphone.
There's like a pad.
Yeah. It was coming from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, like the drone. Yeah,
Yeah, that's my.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's from
that's
my.
Brian.
I just want to make sure you guys.
That was me.
Yeah.
You're like, am I hearing this in my own brain?
No, I knew what was going on. I just want to make sure you guys are aware. Like,
So-
there's a.
So there's always an underlying tone to the show. You really can't hear it when you watch it. Like you could turn your you would have to put your noise canceling headphones on and turn it up full volume just to barely hear what we're hearing.
Yeah.
But it's to calm everybody in the show, and it's to just
Yeah.
kind of keep the show flowing. When it's not playing, you definitely know.
Oh no, it's
It's
like when
totally like-
we stop talking for a second and thinking, it's like,
Yep.
like the air gets let out of the room. Like everything gets sucked out. So yeah.
All right, I think we can end it now
Right?
because
Exactly.
we're talking about stuff that doesn't have anything to do with.
Exactly. The people are like, what is going on here?
Yep.
All
right.
And we're at 3.5 hour marker here.
Yeah.
Shoot,
So,
dang.
yeah,
Shoot, dang.
we've been
Dang darn tootin'.
drinking on some good beers and
my
the
gosh.
hot sauces. Oh my goodness.
The hot sauce probably put an extra like 45 minutes
Yeah.
into this.
George.
Definitely separated the men from the boys right
Holy
there.
crap.
Man.
That
Nice.
357, man.
And you,
That,
I'm calling you 357 Magnum from now on.
So bad. You know what? When we were talking about it earlier, kind of reminded me. I actually got shot with a 357 Magnum.
That was quite
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it grazed me.
For
I
sure.
was like 6 years old, and I still have a scar. If I didn't have my hair, you would be able to see the scar on the side of my
Yeah.
head.
Wow.
Yeah,
crazy?
it's crazy.
Crazy.
boom.
Best Christmas gift I ever got was my life.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's a
there you
good,
go.
That's a good.
Yep.
Yep.
Was it here in town?
No, I was in
Is this California?
California. I was like 6 years old. It was Christmas Eve. We were just coming from a family gathering, and we stopped at a 7-Eleven. And the parents went inside. My dad worked security. He had a 357 Magnum in his car, and it was in a security bag. And my stepbrother reached down and he was playing with it. And just a couple of days later, my dad let me shoot it. So I thought I was an expert. I knew you had to pull the cock back and pull the trigger, and I tried to help him through this process. And yeah, it was crazy. I remember the gun went off and there was blood everywhere. My dad held me and took his shirt off, held his shirt to my head until the
Yeah.
ambulance got there and like saved
Wow.
my life.
George,
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here, man.
Man.
What a hell of
Yeah,
a
I
story.
could have been dead.
Wow.
Yeah,
We just got deep in the.
Yeah.
Man, geez.
Right?
that's what
Purpose,
I hear. That's what
right
I
in the
hear.
room.
That was the bomb.
That's a better bomb than this.
That was a way better.
Direct the
No, that wasn't better. I mean, but it was a great story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Deep.
Yeah.
You're going real deep, man. And we're going to go a little deeper after the show's over. So, yeah,
Yeah.
let's wrap it up.
Yep. We've been talking on the COVID-19 and the
Drinking-
good, the bad, and the ugly.
And having some hot sauces galore.
Some
Oh,
real
man.
hot
I,
sauces.
you know what? I thought, if we're going to talk about something like viruses, we should do something spicy.
Yeah.
You know,
I would
get
never
this
touch this
spicy
again.
topic.
Like, just throw this away.
throw it away.
Yeah.
Throw it away.
Lesson learned.
Maybe
Actually, can I take this home?
you can take it home.
So I can throw it away.
You're gonna make a pepper spray out of it? What are you gonna do with it?
What are you gonna like? Go after your enemies? Like this guy. This guy. Put this in his peanut butter jelly sandwich.
So bad.
What?
Wait, just to be clear, you're not shooting me. You're just putting something in my mouth.
You just want me to eat this?
Stick
What?
your tongue out.
George, that's all yours if you want it.
That's how I'm gonna rob Walmart.
The 357 hot sauce.
I'll hot sauce you.
Stick your tongue
There
out.
you go.
Oh man,
That's how he got away. He spilled some on the floor and it just melted away. And he
that's right.
just went right through the
Created a
floor.
Was that
crater.
a cartoon right there?
That's right. Yeah.
So bad.
Yep. And an anvil.
And
fell-
an animal
yeah.
fell down. Yep, yep. Oh, man.
All right. Well, that's all we got for right now.
That was your favorite.
It was.
My name's
favorite. It was the
Brian.
best.
I'm Britt.
I'm Matt.
I'm George.
And this has been an episode of Drink Talk 101, Adult Ketchup and Corona.